God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic.
Okay, I loved the old Star Trek animated show.
Sure.
I loved it. As a kid, it was so close to like when the original Star Trek came out that they used the same writers. So the scripts are really good.
Stop, Paramount, stop trying to make New Trek happen. No one will remember it in 5 minutes, much less 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, or 50 years. That's why we still go back to Kirk and Spock. We still go back to Picard. We're still talking about Deep Space Nine. No one will be talking about a single moment of Kurtzman Trek outside of Picard season 3. Stop!
When you take a family brand where mum, dad takes the kids to go and see a film, and you're pushing this ideology, which is not meant for children, and we get this stupid standoff between corporation and customer, guess who wins? The customer
every single
wins.
time, and that's what we want to win.
time.
As what we want is the free expression and exchange of ideas, so we can mock the fuck out of them whenever we want.
I'm here to talk to you about voting. Did you know that ballots could be naked?
I'm like naked.
They're sitting there literally just telling you how fucking stupid these people think you are, right?
And if you don't do exactly what I tell you, your ballot could get thrown out.
Those who preach the loudest have the most to hide. All day, every day.
In what other environment can a business say like, oh, the customers don't want what I'm selling? It's the customers clearly that are wrong then. They need to change.
Anyway, go away now.
Nerdrotic.com.
Music was sponsored as
a little delayed.
A little delayed there. Hey! It's Friday, everybody, and it's time for Friday Night Tights. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about a good movie. Although, if you listened to us on Open Bar last night, it all sounded like we hated it.
Yeah, I
know. So let's get to it. Jeremy will get here whenever he gets here. It's Jeremy's world, and we're all just living in it. But what's up, Az?
Hi, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to Friday Night Tights. I'm your host, Az from Heel versus Babyface. Today, we're joined by Ryan Kinnell.
Are you doing my intro? What the hell's going on now? Thank you, Az. Thanks for the introduction. I am Ryan Kinnell from RK Apples here on Friday Night Tights. And yes, I got the bucket. Like everybody
so
should.
Jealous.
You got your bucket.
You got the
so
bucket
jealous.
bucket. Yeah.
I would say gently used, but there was nothing gentle about what I did to this thing.
Wow.
Wow, you added your own topping.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh, wow.
Frosted.
Yeah.
But I am ready. I'm ready for the show. Let's go.
Let's go. And next we have Chrissy Mayer has survived her attack
I'm alive.
You're alive. Thank you. That was effed up.
Oh, God. It's definitely a new thing. I've had people call venues. I've had people write angry letters. I've had people throw my merch on the floor, but yeah, pepper spray is a new one. So I'm looking at tiny gas masks if anybody knows where to find one.
I would just look into concealed carry, but that's me.
Yeah.
So
Will Whedon's anything, pockets, car, house, bag, anything. Will Whedon's got a mask for days.
yeah, he does.
Ooh.
I think he cornered the market on him. Him and Taylor Lorenz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love Dune. I have a very, very funny Dune story about my movie experience.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Were you pepper sprayed
yeah.
him?
With the bucket. It does not involve a pepper spray or a popcorn bucket.
What about riding a worm?
In fairness to Taylor Lorenz, though, she was wearing a mask because she's fucking ugly.
I'm 67.
67.
She didn't want Google Gemini to guess her age.
88.
She's 78 and she's black.
She's very, very old. She's going into hospice soon.
She is. You shouldn't be that hard on her.
It's really sad.
I thought it was only her career that was dead.
Maybe. Hi, Shad.
Hey, Gary. So good to be here. Feeling a little under the weather, but looking forward to talk about Friday Night Tights. No, it's Dune. See, look, I'm all over the place, but I'm here. All right, I'm here.
That's
had
all
too
right.
much spice.
Yep.
The emus have critically wounded him.
They have.
Look.
Oh, no.
It was a tough battle, but we got the bastards in the end.
No, they got you in the end.
Yeah.
What's up, Quarterback Garrett?
Yo, finally a good movie. Damn, that was a great. I really enjoyed that movie, so I can't wait to talk about it. That's about it, you know. Superman, fake suits and whatnot. I'm still hopeful for that movie. Cross the fingers for it.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Not so sure. Not so sure. Hello, Comics Division.
Hey, Gary. Man, I have to say, Dune Part 2 was a lot of fun, despite the changes that were made when I looked into it. But overall, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the third installment. So should be interesting.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that in a second.
Indeed.
Yes, they've doing it again.
Hey.
Hi, I'm not going to be here for long. I've just seen Jeremy in the back here, but I watched Dune Part 2. It was not long enough, unfortunately. The end just happened, and I'm like, "What is that? Is that it?"
Yeah,
And,
there's going to be another one. So yeah.
I know, but it's gonna
You're
be
referring to Dune Part 2, not Mark, right? Not long enough.
Yes.
Here's the reason why I'm here.
Chris, hang on. Chris, were you implying that Mark has a small penis?
Wow. No, that's the girl one.
No, I thought you were talking about his leg.
Yeah.
He has a cybernetic enhancement.
New leg, yes.
I was hoping the
Second time
movie.
she said that today.
Happy birthday, Mark.
would be
I wish I
thicker.
got a bucket though. I wanted to get popcorn and eat it out of that worm bucket, but unfortunately that wasn't an option at my theater. So
I'll bring you a bucket in Vegas, X-Ray Girl. I'll bring you a bucket. I will hand deliver a bucket.
He's the Duke of buckets.
Out of it.
Yes.
I love it. But I'll go in the back and we'll say hi to Jeremy soon. Bye guys.
Bye.
People.
Not long enough and go in the back. X-Ray Girl 2024.
Wow.
There you go. Like,
wow.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. So, there you go.
What's up, Jeremy?
What's up? Hi, everyone. I'm here. Sorry I'm late. Fuck Az. Let's go.
Let's go.
Friendship with Geeks and Gamers. I do not associate with Geeks and Gamers.
We don't associate with you after changing the angle of your camera, you freak.
Yeah, dude.
I think it's a good angle. As don't let him
Wow.
stick with it.
This is March 2024 as This is February 2024.
Exactly.
It's different.
That looks normal to me.
Get back over there.
No,
Yeah,
Ryan
you
There you
is
go.
more
Keep
of
it
your-
there.
More of your toys.
change
Different
frightens
person.
Ryan. Change
How
frightens
can you
him.
change the angle so quickly and it land in the right spot?
I know, right?
Skill.
What
It's skill,
the
man.
hell?
What sorcery is this? I'm confused.
Playing the part of Odin today is Nerd Cookies. What's up, Nerd Cookies? Welcome to the show.
Hi, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
You've said more words than Odin has the whole year.
Well, it's so great to talk about Dune and other things we're excited about. That's awesome.
Yes.
Good to have you here. Good to have you here.
Thanks for coming on. It's long overdue. Nerd Cookies has been around these parts for a long time, so thanks for being here.
Literally no better week to have her on than this week.
Really?
So,
Right. Yeah, perfect.
And
First
then,
question, since it's your first guest spot here, pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, I am. I'm pineapple enthusiast. Sorry.
She's gonna be a regular. She's gonna be a regular. Yes.
Well, she
listen.
literally posted that shit. I
Yeah.
think before she went to Dune, she went to see pineapple or she ate pineapple on pizza.
I don't discriminate.
Well, you should. That's the
I have
first thing you're gonna
discernment.
learn on this
No,
show.
It's called discernment.
I do, and there is favoritism, and I like this one. So there you go.
My disappointment
I
is
am-
immeasurable.
You
I
all
am
went down
dislikes cookies.
on the ladder.
Whoa.
I have never
Wow.
in my life claimed I don't discriminate.
You don't need to clarify, Ryan. We
Yeah,
all,
we-
we all already
we
know.
I
understand.
just didn't want to be
We
associated
know.
with that just for my image.
And then we got to welcome back Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
I'm back. I've had a raging Dune on for the
Wow.
the last 3 times. I've
You gotta call your doctor, Chris.
Yeah, has it been
Yeah,
4
man.
hours?
well, I've seen Dune Part 3, Dune Part 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
Whoa.
You've seen
Tell
Dune
me
Part
about it.
Bro,
He's a time
you gotta tell me about it.
I've seen Dune Part 2 3 times. The things I love more. The things that stand out as flaws really stand out. So I'm excited to talk about it. I want to get Shad's opinion on the knife play in it.
You know,
Ooh,
it
get a
actually
Chris-
wasn't
Prop
too
replica
bad.
from Dune. So
That's
Hey,
cool.
I got one of
Yeah.
those. I'll get it in a sec. There is one issue though that I've made a video on Shadiversity that literally is like dropped last night or whatever about. There's an issue. There's a problem with the knife fighting. But outside of that, it's actually really good. I quite enjoyed it.
cool.
There you go. And
I assumed you were gonna hate it because I did see that. I haven't able to watch that video yet, but I saw the thumbnail and I'm like, oh, you must fucking hate this.
Ryan, you should have screenshotted it and said horrible things about him. Like the
should've,
people
yeah.
that don't watch us, do they see our thumbnail? They're like, look at these toxic rage baiters. How many times has that one
Ryan
happened?
just chastised me on our thumbnail for the Dune
Yes.
review.
I did.
Like, shut the fuck
Hey,
up.
ask me about ask me about my feminist agenda.
Right. How many we are fucked thumbnails are we going to get this week, Ryan? Okay.
A couple.
James Gunn, we are fucked.
That's because I actually think they're fucked. So.
I like the movie. Hey, Austin Butler has like a WW, I'm going to say F, belt, going on.
Yeah.
And
I like yours. It's a good one.
He was the goat of the movie.
Oh, it's
Yeah, he was
like-
awesome.
That's what I said. It's a really good thumbnail to get people to click on it.
If we're talking about thumbnails, we got to mention Az in his thumbnail, okay?
Oh.
Because that was great. That was great.
10 out of 10. Boom.
I still remember when I released my my Cobra Kai season 5 review, and I made it look like I hated it on the thumbnail, and all the people that hate me.
I remember.
Like, he's even saying it's woke, and the whole video I'm praising the shit out of it. But I titled it like "They Go Woke Again," and I put like the face palm, and they all freaked out. I should do that more often.
Yeah,
so,
That's what I want to type my June review. Ask me about my feminist agenda.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. I was very close.
Zendaya on the cover with a T-shirt on.
I was very close to calling it intellectual feminism, but
Third wave feminism.
Third wave feminism.
Feminazis.
No, wait a minute. What wave are you going to be in 10,000 years from now? It's like
yeah.
97th wave feminism.
The last wave.
God, I hope so.
Stage 4 wave.
I tell you what, without having read the books, if I'm leader in the Dune world, the first people I kill are the Bene Gesserits. I would take all their heads off.
They're witches.
Off with their heads.
One of the problems is they can just tell you not to.
I know.
Don't do it.
I know.
Like,
don't cut it.
And they cut out all they're really good at sex part. You know, like that's probably would have made it more interesting. Yeah.
I thought we were going to
That
see
makes
Leia
sense.
Sedona go full frontal, really, to be honest.
She had like a 5-minute conversation with the guy. She's like, yes, it is done. I am pregnant. I was like, wow, girl worked fast.
Well, and they can control whether it's a boy or a girl.
There you go.
Well, why Lady Jessica got scolded. How dare you?
That would be
for
my
having Paul.
my criticism of the movie overall. So I
No boobs.
liked it, obviously.
No boobs.
No boobs,
yeah. As a thumbnail, better than Dune Part 2. But like I loved. Now I don't know anything about the source material. I loved the first movie unapologetically. It blew me away. I've praised it constantly. The second one, I did like it. I did not like it as much as the first. I think that's gonna be a very unpopular opinion. It seems like every fucking body loves this movie. Like they're calling it like Empire Strikes Back and all of that. Like it's getting
wouldn't go that far.
right now. Dude, people are going crazy over this fucking movie.
They are.
And I liked it, but to me, as someone, I don't know the source material, it felt like there was a lot of shit that they ran through stuff so fast in this movie.
Yeah.
So much happened that it felt like there was information. And I guess Nerd Cookies is obviously going to be able to break this down for us. It felt like there was a lot of information that was not delivered in the movie that was obviously part of this world. And it's just a lot to grasp. I've only seen it the one time. It's a beautiful movie to watch. It's a cinematic experience. It's mind-blowing, just like the first film was. But for me, the first film was a little easier it was a little cleaner. And it was a little like...
There's not as many moving parts in the first one.
There's not.
It's a little more
There's not.
sleek.
And I mean, just little
Not as
things.
much sand.
And not as much sand. There was a lot of sand in the first one. But I don't know. I want to hear what everybody else has to say. But I liked it. It's a really good movie. But I like the first one more.
I guess we
You know,
should
for those reasons, Jeremy, that's why I liked the second one more, because there was more happening. I liked the action. I liked the progress of Paul becoming, the savior kind of thing. And I found it to be a much larger scale and a more satisfying completion of a story. Just because first one was like ended so abruptly for me, I enjoyed the second one a lot more.
I'd said the first one definitely needed to have the second one kind of give you more of that, because the first one does end so abruptly, and it's really is a big setup movie from a lot of ways, but it does a good job of setting up the universe in the first one, I thought. Whereas this one, like, okay, we start out and we're there with the Emperor and his daughter. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they're at. It doesn't give me any context as to where they are. So in the universe, I would have liked, it's almost like Game of Thrones, the intro. It kind of gives you an understanding of the area and where everything's happening. I don't know where they are. So suddenly, and then I feel like it spent like an hour with Paul and the Fremen. And then all of a sudden, then we go to the Harkonnen like an hour and a half into the movie. And then we spend a ton of time with them. I would have liked a little couple of scenes with the Harkonnen in between that big long hour that we're with Paul. And I don't know, it didn't, there was so much information they were delivering, but it didn't feel like it felt like it moved so fast that there wasn't enough payoff for a lot of the moments in the movie for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that. It felt like there was definitely, like you said, moments that were cut for pacing, I'm sure, and just time. I could totally watch a 4-hour cut of this, because the characters.
I 6-hour cut. I mean, it's
honestly,
so
I
good.
probably would.
Good. Like so much good here. It was so much. I wanted more.
The characters are so
good.
good. The dialogue is really great. I love the progression of Paul's his kind of character arc in this movie, and his acceptance of what that prophecy is and what he has to do, and almost in a different way. He's absolutely the best part of the movie. Timothée Chalamet doesn't seem like he has that, like he could present that screen presence, but he absolutely did. He pulled it off. He was the best part.
I don't know.
Even with Javier.
I don't know if we're going to. We're probably going to be pretty vague. I don't know if we're going to do spoilers, so I'll be as vague as possible. But like, there's moments where when he needed to step up from the acting side, I didn't think he had it. he 100% had it, and he
Yeah.
commanded
Agreed.
the
Yeah.
scenes,
Absolutely,
and commanded
yeah.
the moment. It was fantastic. Again, I don't want people to think I don't like the movie. I'm coming off a movie that I thought was a damn near like an amazing achievement. The first one, I would give this movie a 7.5, maybe 8. 7.5 is where I'm at with Dune Part 2. Whereas the first one, I give like a 9.5. I fucking love the first one. But
yeah,
that's
I think the only debate really is like how much well, some people aren't. Right, there are flat out some people who are just like 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. That's fair too.
There are some people. I said it in my initial review. It's like Dune the movies and Dune the book. It's not it's not easy to consume for most people, right? It's not you just we're just gonna go to the theater for 2 hours and fuck around, and if I go to the bathroom and miss something, it's not that big of a deal. Like you have to be engaged. I think you have to be engaged to watch these movies. The books are not an easy read. It's not like reading fucking Harry Potter.
Well, it's not super character driven. It's just not. And that's the way I got it from the movies. I don't know about the books, but I think the debate really is just like how much do we like it, most of it. But like also the Prisoner of the Moment comparisons to Empire or anything Lord of the Rings, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
That's a little crazy. However, I do think for me, this is like the best cinematic experience I've had in like years.
Like a decade.
Now, is that with or without the popcorn bucket?
Well, I can't say, but
I might have given it a better score if I had the popcorn bucket. Just saying,
it wasn't sold out.
Did you worm yourself?
I know Chris has 3 popcorn buckets and he loves this movie. Correlation to that? I don't know.
I don't know. You want to explain yourself, Gore?
This is the thing. It's weird. So, like, as a book fan, I see all the flaws, right? And I see how they rush. In particular, the third act. There are things missing that Nerd Cookies pointed out. They actually shot. We may get into that area later when we get into spoilers. But so there's like the movie fan in me, and I'm a cinema guy first. I am a just school of cinema, love movies first over literature. Having said that, Dune is one of my all-time favorite books, and that series, at least up through God Emperor, is just incredible.
Gets a little crazy after.
It gets really crazy in God Emperor, which I think is would be awesome if they ever made it. But
drugs.
So exactly as a book fan, it's like, it's flawed. It's maybe a 7 out of 10. As just a cinema fan, 9 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry. And to me, it shows the weakness. Maybe the reason people are overpraising it, because it is being overpraised, is because so much stuff has been garbage. Most
is it being overpraised though? Because I'm sat there and I'm seeing a complete cinematic work of art. Not one point in that whole process was I thinking, oh, this CGI is ropey, or this bit looks a little bit out of place. I was completely pulled into this world. I haven't read the books, so for me, I can only go off what is on the screen, and what was on the screen, I was absolutely immersed in, from the characters to what was going on, to the house struggle, to the politicking, with the whole kind of mysticism, the the degenerates.
They are pretty degenerate.
Degenerate.
Yeah. Ben the
Gary, were you
degenerate,
saying they're just like a group of glorified poor priestesses that just have sex with everyone?
Yeah.
When I say overpraising,
that's terrible.
When I say overpraising, I'm specifically referring to comparisons to Empire Strikes Back.
And
comparisons to Towers, where it's not. I mean, it's just not two
They're
towers.
not in the same realm,
No.
and it's not fair. It's not even fair to compare.
I would say in a modern day version
of
that.
I think from like the visual spectacle that they put on screen is fucking phenomenal. It could probably go up against almost anything with this movie. In terms of a story that you're completely drawn into, that's where it can, to me, can't touch Lord of the Rings and Empire and things like that.
The last time I watched a movie and the effects were flawless, I can't even think of the last time that there was a movie like that. Like, this movie is effects wise,
it embarrasses
flawless.
all of Hollywood. The budget was 190 million for this one, which is up there, but at least it was well spent. Like, absolutely, see this in a theater. You will be. They did, like, each individual grain. No, it looked freaking fantastic, and it's going to be a long. And the secret, by the way, Chris and I talked to somebody who worked on the movie, and we specifically asked him this, and he said, "Yeah, we just planned. We previs. You know, we planned it with a plan.
That is what it is.
And
Gary, you plan, you know what shots you need.
And having somebody who does have like a clear vision and for what they want to execute, like clearly Denis Villeneuve did. And there's some decisions he made specifically at the very end that I think most people that's the biggest problem that they have. But it's pretty clear he had a big grand plan for all of this.
Yeah.
And what you said, Gary, like this film should embarrass Hollywood.
Absolutely.
Like how good it looks compared to the absolute trash they've been spewing out, right? Think about Indiana Jones or the effects in The Flash, right? Absolute dog crap. And it also should embarrass Hollywood because I think this film is going to do friggin' phenomenal.
I think it is too.
It's 12 million on preview Thursday.
12 million on preview, and all the prestige theaters in around my town are sold out. So yeah, that's good.
Right now,
And the
tracking
buckets are sold out.
the tracking's coming in.
You
Right
know.
now, they've upped the tracking as of a couple minutes ago to around 180 to 200 million dollar global. That would put it just slightly ahead of something like Oppenheimer.
Will it have the legs of
wow.
Oppenheimer? That's the question.
Will it?
Yeah, because Oppenheimer had a decent opening, but it's the legs that took it to where it was.
I'm
think
going to
that
go
these-
see this again for sure.
I think
will.
the
I
legs
will.
are going to be decent because I think
Yeah.
you're going to see similar to what we saw with Oppenheimer and with Avatar 2. People not going to see it on normal screens and instead opting to go a week or a weekend later to get a good seat at premium formats.
Which,
That's what we're seeing with this movie
It's
right now.
totally worth it. I would
And
recommend
I-
you do that.
And
So.
I want to go see this movie immediately again. I'm very interested. So I think I'll have a better experience when I see it the second time, especially with the popcorn bucket. But the one negative about this movie that, listen, I don't want to say I had no problem. I think that I was probably a little more forgiving of Zendaya in the Spider-Man movies than most. I fucking hated her in this. I fucking hated her
There's no
in this
difference.
movie. I hated her in this. How many times do we have to see resting bitch face from her for no reason whatsoever? I got sick of it. But forget what I have to say. Nerd Cookies, we need to know what you think.
Yeah.
You're the expert here. So, and I think you've seen it multiple times now, correct?
Well, I got to see it again for the second time last night, and I'm glad I did because I really enjoyed it much more just from a moviegoer experience. Once your book brain kind of is able to take a back seat, I was able to enjoy it for what it was and really appreciate some of the more subtle things that I missed. I still have the same issues that I had the first time, but I was just able to enjoy it for what it was. And it is truly an experience. The whole theater seemed like it was shaking during the sandworm ride. It was so epic that, yeah, you have to experience it in the theater. But yeah, I do. Even from a film standpoint, I have problems. And I think I actually agree with you, Jeremy, in that I kind of like Dune Part 1 a little bit more. There was more world building, and I like a slower burn kind of story if it pays off. And I was just so immersed in Dune Part 1, and Duncan's one of my favorite characters, so I loved Duncan Idaho's scene. That was like all of his scenes were just so great for me. So that was a huge plus. But yeah, if you thought it was moving at breakneck speeds at a certain point and just flying by and missing stuff, like if you read the books, there's so much that's missing. It's kind of sad.
That's what I figured.
So as someone who has I've read through the entire thing one time in my life, and I read through the first part after I watched Dune Part 1 a couple years ago. So for me, the things that I felt like were missing were more of the plotting and scheming within the Harkonnen family. Because to me, it's really the Baron who's encouraging Raban to be so like iron-fisted, so that people are more willing to accept Fade Ratha, right? As opposed to just like making that decision, right? Also,
And
there's a
bitching 'em
big,
out.
yeah, exactly. There's also a big, they
Great
time
scene.
compress this movie, right? It's supposed to be about 2 years between where we see them go to the desert and then when we see eventually, Paul start, striking back. And by that time, Lady Jessica's already had her child. By that time, Paul and Chani have had a child. Like there's a lot of things, right? That are cut out with that time compression.
Yeah.
We didn't have any Mentat stuff. Like Thufir should have been forced to work with the Harkonnens and is part of the reason that he's pushing a lot of the uncertainty and scheming between them and the Emperor and the other houses. So to me, that was a lot of the stuff that could have easily added another hour to the movie, and I think been a benefit.
Yeah, and the Mentat actor, Stephen McKinley Henderson, he did film scenes with Austin Butler. So we know those scenes are out there and they exist, but they're on the cutting room floor. And if Villeneuve has his way, we'll never see them. That's what's really sad.
Yeah,
Really?
he's not. He's not in a director's cuts. So
He's
that's
like
kind of
Chris Nolan. He's like, that's the
Timothée
cut.
Chalamet he's less gay in this, which I like. He's
I resent that.
And people he was very gay in Willy Wonka. People give Zendaya shit for not being hot enough, but it's like, it's the desert. What do you expect? Like, what kind of makeup regime can you really do? They're drinking their own body liquids.
I like what Danica said. She called her water fat, and
yeah,
I mean, not that she's fat, but she looks
water
like
weight.
like a perfume model, like we saw, especially in Dune Part 1.
Yeah, she looked like a Californian. Like they picked her up from the mall and tried to pass her off as some kind of alien girl, and it didn't work. But remember, urine is sterile, and they like the taste. So
yeah, I got this picture
here. Sorry.
Oh, so I'm sorry. I just want to show this real quick.
That was a bad shot. That was a bad shot.
Come on.
I'm just saying, you should have gotten someone who could, if you wanted to scowl, at least look sexy while you're scowling. I don't know. She's just not.
What I said before the stream started was that the only motherfucker who actually smiles in this entire movie is Stilgar. Like, everybody else is fucking depressed and fucking stone-faced the entire fucking movie.
Look at Ryan simping for Zendaya. Look at that, man.
Just very quickly, Eric just dropped by the Yaira releasing Monday, the 11th of March.
Oh, history recap. There we go.
Let's go.
I mean, regardless of Zendaya, I thought she was good in some places. I thought she was ropey in other places. But my whole cinema, and I went to the 11:30 showing, and it was about a third full. It was pretty damn packed. I was on the back row because I've got glasses on. At the back row, everybody is packed up. Everybody's paying attention. It was silent. I could barely hear myself masturbate.
There
Just
were
the
a couple
sound of the
things
plastic.
for me in my IMAX theater. There were a couple moments where I had a little bit of a tough time hearing some of the dialogue based on some of the other sounds that were happening. I don't know if it was an IMAX thing or if anybody else had that issue.
No.
It wasn't like, it was just a few times.
I was getting flashbacks to like Interstellar and The Dark Knight Rises just a little bit where I'm like, what did he say? What did he say?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
that's the problem with IMAX. That's an IMAX issue.
That's what I said.
And
in my review.
you have to sit dead center in IMAX because they have, well, at least in the one in San Francisco, there's like 72 speakers that are behind the screen.
It's a full 3-dimensional soundscape.
So you got it depends on where you sit, but like 40X is actually better, or the Atmos stuff is better for that. I think it was hard. Like I like the first one better too, because quite frankly, there's more characters I rooted for in that one, including Duncan Idaho, and they died. So the two,
Duncan, Leto,
those are two characters I liked a lot, and they died. And following that, it's like there's interesting characters. It's not like they're not interesting. It's just like they're not the kind of people like go. I'm just watching this thing play out, you know, and that's part of the reason I like slightly. I like the first one more. I just
doesn't Duncan come back though.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers on this fucking 70-year-old franchise. God.
70. Shut up, dude. It's 65, dude. Okay. It's only 4 years before I was born. Calm down, Ryan. Okay.
I like the second one better because I had a very interesting experience in my movie theater. I always like to go to the Alamo draft houses. I always go to the one in Yonkers because their popcorn is really good. So I get there early, and I bought these tickets a month in advance, like so many weeks ago. I was very stoked. And if anyone who's ever been to the Alamo draft houses is familiar with the tables, it's like a long bar table that goes across the whole theater, and there's maybe like a couple of breaks in the table the whole way across. It's like most people are kind of in the middle of the table. They got to crawl under. So me and Frank get there kind of early, like 20 minutes early. And then a couple comes in and sits next to us. And then the husband leans over. He goes, excuse me, my wife's pregnant. And as he's saying this, he's like eyeing up our seats. You know, like they're sitting right to our right, and he's looking at us, looking at our seats. My wife's pregnant. Get ready for this shit. This is the best moment of my whole fucking life. My wife's pregnant. So, and he's looking at us.
Can you move your fat ass? Okay.
So she's gonna have to be going to the bathroom quite a bit during this film, and they're kind of. I swear to God, they were after our damn seats.
Yes,
because ours were right by the break in the table, so you don't have to crouch under or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. And I was like, and I just knew in my heart of hearts, as soon as this woman walked in, like as soon as they said this, I was like, I know I'm more pregnant than this bitch.
Yes.
I was like, what are the odds a 9-month pregnant woman is sitting next to me? I'm like, that's impossible. I go, oh, that's so sweet. How far along are you? When are you due? She's like, I'm due in June. And I was like, I was like, oh my God, Chrissy, like your whole life has led up to this moment.
Yes.
And then I slowly like unzip my jacket. My huge fucking big ass belly rolls out, like literally unrolls across 5 people's laps. And I go, yeah, that's cute. I'm due in April. And then
you just described me taking a T-shirt off.
And then they said nothing for the next 5 minutes, and now it's 5 minutes before the movie starts. The movie's about to start. They both fucking get up, go to the bathroom. I was like, why the fuck didn't these people go to the bathroom before sitting down? They just got here. So they leave together. They go to the bathroom. I'm like, these motherfuckers better come back together, or there's going to be a problem because we have to get up out of our seats.
Yes.
Go out the break in the table, stand in front of people. Like we have to be fully inconvenienced. Get up, stand in front of the table, come back. Right. So guess what? The pregnant and the fucking cucky ass. She couldn't even advocate for her own bladder. She had to have her husband, tweak us about it. Oh, she's gonna have to be getting up a lot.
Patriarchy.
She comes back from the bathroom by herself, and I go, I'm looking one way, I'm looking the other way. I'm like, weird. I don't see this. I don't see the person you left with. I don't see your fucking husband anywhere. I was like, if you're gonna make me get up 2 more times, and sure enough, like she comes back, we get up again. Then 2 minutes later, the fucking husband comes back. We all get up. They sit, and then the whole rest of the movie. And I'm like, bitch, I'm like, what are you, your second trimester? That's cute. At 6 months, I was crawling under this fucking table at 6 months pregnant. I was drinking, doing cartwheels. You don't know what
I thought you were gonna say doing coke.
About. I was like, what are you, sleeping through the night still? Were you comfortably sleeping? I'm like, yeah, I could tell you're not more pregnant than me because I can't hear you breathing like a rhino the way that I do right now. And then I was like, how long is this fucking movie? 2.5, 3 hours? For the rest of this movie, I was like, I had to pee, but I was like, I have to prove it to this woman that whatever I do, I am not getting up to pee. And I just was trying to just time her out. And guess what? Guess how many times she went to the bathroom during this fucking 2.5, 3 hour movie?
4 times.
0 fucking times. And guess how many times I went to the bathroom? Also 0, because it was a Mexican standoff.
It was, yeah.
Chrissy was clearly better pregnant than that woman. You were better at pregnanting.
I don't know how my son's birth is going to top this moment. I don't think it will.
No.
Because this is the greatest.
He's just going to be a massive disappointment compared to that one time you saw Dune Part 2.
Yeah. Just fucking out pregnanting this woman was the greatest moment of my entire life. And just watching them go quiet, because I'm like, why else would they bring that up? They were after our damn seats, and they thought they had the card. They thought, oh, we're a shoo-in. We're going to get these people to, and it's like, no, I bought mine a month ago. You fucking asshole.
I wouldn't let that bitch trade me seats even if I wasn't pregnant.
And this has been Chrissy's therapy session brought to you by Better Health. So
Chrissy, all your information is being sold on the black market.
By the way, yes, just because we know you, all of our information is being sold on the black market by Better Health as well.
It was no, I loved the movie. I really enjoyed Austin Butler. He played Scary Spice. He was giving us Mad Max It Clown vibes, and I really enjoyed him. I was weirdly attracted to him the whole time. I was like,
Austin Butler killed it. I thought
He was great.
Yeah,
he
did.
Yeah, he was really good.
Giddy Prime and all that. That was awesome.
That it was. That was.
His little,
He's no Sting, but you know.
his
He's
little
like, "Kiss
cannibal
my boot."
harpies. Or,
Oh.
Oh,
they were great.
and he
I
played
thought,
Elvis.
like, he did, yeah. He did
He
play
had all
Elvis.
those darlings. He
That's
said,
a cheat
he
that-
said darling.
Isn't he like a Disney Channel kid or something like that? Or Nickelodeon? I believe he came from one of those.
He
I don't
looks
fucking know. He might have been the one got out like unscathed from abuse or something. Who knows?
Well, we don't know about that yet. You know,
but
time will tell.
Well, I think that the biggest problem in the movie is Chani.
Yes.
100%.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't have much of a problem with the way she's depicted throughout the majority of the movie, because I do think without all the internal dialogue, well, I mean, they did have some internal dialogue from him basically in some of his visions and shit, but I think without a lot of that, she's kind of the one that's showing this is a bad thing for you to do. Like, this will lead to bad things happen. This is a bad thing for you to do. But the way that it ends with, well, all right, should we get, can we get into spoilers? All right, thank you.
Slight spoilers, yeah. 'Cause
there's your spoiler warning. Thank
there's
you
your
to whoever
spoiler
popped
warning,
that
yeah,
up.
because we're gonna do Dune for like 15 more
Gotcha.
minutes. So yeah.
Duncan comes back.
Yeah. I think that the way she leaves at the end, one, I don't know what the fuck they do in Messiah, because again, Chani stays with Paul in the books. Like, Chani's with Paul. They already have a kid together in the books, and it's this like marriage in name only to the Emperor's daughter, but really he keeps having kids with Chani and stuff like that. So I don't really know what that means for Dune Messiah.
I know it. I think I know what it means. Now, again, I hated the fucking end. The fact that it ended on her, and I don't know. I've looked into it before. Here's what's going to happen. It's going fucking full force as female. That's what's going to.
That's what
happen.
I said.
All right.
That's what I suggested.
The sister is going to be a huge figure in the next movie, and Chani. That's what I think is going to happen.
Like, she's going to be the one that rides the worm. She's actually who's in the.
They both should be big things in the next movie, but
not in the way that they ended it on Zendaya being like, it's her, like, I'm going out and I'm going to show him I don't need no man and all that bullshit. Like, that is not, I can't imagine that's how the book is.
That's not what I'm saying.
Let's hear from Nerd Cookies. What do you think, Nerd Cookies?
I was gonna say it's very confusing how they do, even from a book, especially from a book standpoint, but even just taking all that out, very confusing, because even before that whole battle happens and the ending events, he says that she's going to come around, that Paul sees that she's going to come around and she'll see. Yeah. It doesn't make sense, though, even from the film standpoint, why she would do that, especially after the Holy War in his name, which she knows now, or she knew from the beginning for no reason, was a Bene Gesserit religious manipulation. Yeah, so they why are you now going to come around? Yeah. I don't know if they're going to show that, like her coming around, or if she's just going to be with Paul when Dune Part 3 comes out.
There were definitely moments that it looked like she was realizing that he was part of this prophecy, like it was true. Yeah. Like they had some shots where it was like her face and she was seeing him kind of fulfill those prophecies. And then she makes that decision to leave.
Which made no sense. So, I was fine with her being the contrary opinion.
Like, yes.
Like to show the audience.
Yeah.
I thought when the Desert Rose tears brought Paul back, I thought that was her turning moment. Of believing in the prophecy and actually getting right behind. So I was actually quite confused as to why she was still so skeptical of it after that.
She
didn't want it to be. I think she still didn't want it to be in her heart. She was like,
with some ego problems, because like she taught him the ways of the worm. She taught him how to drink his own piss. You know what I mean? Like the scene where he's like, I just want to be, what do I have to do to be equal to you? And she's all about like, oh, men and women, everybody's equal. Everyone fights. Everyone shoots guns at the airplanes. And
I had no idea where when Chrissy says showed in the way of the worm, I'm like, is this going in a Dune direction?
Yes. Oh, and at the end, she's all like, I don't need you. I just need a big old sandworm and some AA batteries.
Like, going back to what Ryan was saying though, because to your point, you said so his sister's a big figure in Messiah, but like, how was it? Because I have, after the movie, I've actually looked into like a lot of the stuff. So obviously the sister wasn't like in the miniseries or the movie or whatever. She's born. She's a real person.
Yeah,
so,
and that's why I said it's so Aaliyah. It's either Aaliyah or Eli, I don't know, but Aaliyah should have been born already. Like there's a 2-year time gap that got skipped in the movie. In the book, she's a 1 or 2 year old or whatever. And they also, I don't feel like, did a great job of the implications of when Lady Jessica went through that thing and they didn't realize she was pregnant, that it happened to her daughter like at the same time as well. I feel like they didn't do a great job explaining that for people.
They skipped past that. They moved past that.
I got that.
Yeah.
I got that. I didn't read. That's why she's able to talk. That's why she has that's why she's able to have like these premonitions and everything about Paul while still in the womb and all that.
I did pick that up. I didn't read the book.
What the
fuck is that?
Fuck is that?
Jesus,
I'm doing my homework.
Why didn't she tell anybody that she was pregnant before she drank the blue goo?
Yeah, nobody checked. I would have been like, somebody check.
Yeah, that was one of the parts that I did not like the first time I saw it. And it was so short. And I thought it was going to be one of the most visually stunning parts of the film because it's like all happening in Jessica's mind. She's seeing with her inward eye and she's seeing a vision of the Reverend Mother in her mind. And then she's seeing like her baby. Yeah, so like it's pretty trippy. I think the sci-fi miniseries did it pretty well. But yeah, they did it a lot with like just, and this is what I noticed the second time I saw it, that there was much more done just visually. It was very subtle with what's happening to Aaliyah in that moment. I started to see like the blue liquid coming into the embryo. I didn't notice that or get the significance at first. It's kind of conveyed just in a very visual manner and very subtle I didn't really get the intricacies of that until later. But
I can't believe she wasn't like, excuse me, is there caffeine in this? Like, is there soft cheese in this? Like, is there alcohol in this? Like, she wasn't asking all the questions you're supposed to ask.
And they didn't have the party after. There's supposed to be a huge celebration.
A spice orgy.
The spice orgy. What?
Yeah.
Say that again. What? Say it.
It's better when Elaine says it.
It's called the spice orgy. Yes, they have a very hard life on Arrakis. They have no fun ever.
Oh, Elaine already became a fan favorite when she said "inward eye," and the chat was like "inward eye."
But Aaliyah goes on to like have Paul's back. Like she's a huge ally of Paul and like what he's doing. So
a question I had, right? Because, all right, it made sense that the mum was able to survive the poison because Bene Gesserit learned how to suppress poison or something like that.
Right.
When Paul gets poisoned, right? And we mentioned the whole, desert tears thing. Is that like there was no logical reason why that should have saved him by what they were saying in the plot of the story? It was just like desert magic that he survived. Yeah. Is there any reason that explains that in the books? Or was it just Deus Ex bullcrap?
It's slightly different how it happened. There's some similarities, but there's differences in how he woke up. So Jessica did call for Chani to help because he had been like in a coma for like weeks.
3 weeks.
Like that.
Yeah, what? They did not
make
that clear.
And he just had a single drop of the water of life serum, but he just took like a gulp, so it was different. But yeah,
stuff like that is what like she's 3 weeks he was in a coma.
Yeah.
And see, like that's where you don't get the full kind of gravity of the situation in the movie because it just happens so quickly, and that's one of the many things that I probably was bothered by, where there just wasn't a lot of buildup for things that should have had a lot more substance to it to make you understand the levity, if that makes sense.
He should have had a beard.
This is through the entire movie. Like that moment specifically, they're in the north, and he's like, I don't want to go to the south. I don't want to go to the south. I don't want to go to the south. And then it's just like, all right, we're going to the south. I'm drinking the blue stuff. I'm dead.
Well,
it was like so fast.
So the reason it happened, again, is because he wasn't able to foresee the strike that was going to take place on their home and everything.
Yeah, he needed to see.
When he knew that,
So
he's
that
like,
he
I
needed to
need
go
better
and see.
premonition. I need to go take this. I need to ascend, essentially. That's what made him decide to do that when he was not able to, with his current powers, foresee what happened. Yeah.
I mean, it's different in the books, but which I prefer the
Well,
books.
I do
but-
appreciate that this is a film that like doesn't tell you everything. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We've been talking about for a long time about how obnoxious it gets when it's constantly tell, not show. This is a movie that is the opposite. It is show, not tell.
But I will say, and again, this is something you told me, Ryan, that but basically that for the longest, like they basically like Dune is almost impossible to translate to, you know, a live action or a movie or something like that because there's just so much information. Correct? Didn't you tell me that, Ryan?
I said a lot of people thought it's kind of impossible.
Right,
to do
right, yeah.
adaptation.
Well, I think Chris has said, you know, this is probably better suited for a series, a prestige series.
I think everyone thinks
I
that.
agree
like,
with that.
You
Yeah.
know, I know Nerd Cookies probably thinks that too. Danica, Comic Book Girl 19. You know, it's a mini series. You know, it's Game of Thrones in the future or whatever. So I just have so many of these nitpicks that like I feel like they breezed over too many things like the spice, the spice relationship with the worms, the water of life, what that means, Paul's sort of state of mind. And I really wish Danica says this in her review. You should also watch Nerd Cookies review. But like a lot of the weirdness just isn't there in the dreams. That's what makes David Lynch's version, whatever you think of it. He's a guy that made Eraserhead, which is one of the weirdest. It almost like is the best movie version of what it's like to dream shit that's weird. And I miss that kind of David Lynch weirdness of the dream state and kind of the premonitions and what it means. So, but what's weird about it, like this morning on the Film Threat livecast, we were talking about what to expect in Dune Part 3. And as I'm going through the beats, as I remember them in Dune Messiah, the changes that they made completely screw that story up.
That's my more concern with specifically Johnny at the end is like my big one, right? About what they're going to do with that.
Huge one. It's a huge one. I am excited that we might get to see the third stage guild navigators because you really didn't get any of the world of the guild navigators, what that means, you know, how they're evolved humans, right? Who can fold space. None of that is really in Dune Part 1 or Part 2. I hope that is addressed in Dune Part 3, but the way the changes he made, the small changes, the world changes, make Dune Part 3 is going to be a different movie where I can't foresee what might happen. So
you got to drink the blue milk.
Hey, maybe Paul knows that Chani is pregnant and knows that she'll come back when she realizes that.
Like, she'll be back.
I don't know. I don't know. I really,
I'm not sure about
this
that.
dick.
I'm really curious what Elaine
And this way you just let her walk.
about the changes in how they'll affect Dune Part 3. Because
I don't know. I mean, it's called Dune Part 3, which I think is interesting because that's what I feel like. Actually, after listening to you more about it, I think that they're going to lean more into kind of a preface before Dune Messiah, almost maybe incorporating elements from the sequel novel and Children of Dune, the third novel. But I just don't see how they're going to skip forward in times to such a degree that they're going to skip out on why she or how she comes back. Johnny comes back.
Right.
But so maybe they're going to, I hope that we get some world building, and the Spacing Guild is such a huge part of Dune Messiah that I cannot believe they didn't show them. And they have the costumes. We saw them in Dune Part 1.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Where were they?
Well, we didn't see any of the other houses. That we just saw them, like me and Gary talked about it before, just as like pinpricks in the sky. But I'm sure that he just didn't want to introduce them now so he could cast better actors for each one of those houses and then introduce more of that outside of Arrakis world building in the next movie.
I'm very interested to know how it feels when I watch Dune Part 1 and then
With
immediately
Part
go
two.
back.
Yes, back to back.
It's truly a part 2. Like,
Yeah.
It's like 10 fucking minutes after. You know?
I watched Dune Part 1 right before I went to go see
Me too.
Dune Part 2 that first time. And there are some things that are just kind of not adding up for me or just don't seem as seamless. And I think it was probably Stilgar a little bit because he seemed much more serious in that first film. But I did love his performance. I thought he was great. And I just didn't like that the younger Fremen were kind of making fun of him. He's the leader. They should be, I thought they should be a bit more respectful, but he was great. But also Chani, like I wanted to see, there's that image in Dune Part 1 where Paul and Chani are looking on in their ship and it's kind of in a vision and they're kind of looking epic and they're looking down at their Fremen warriors that are unleashing the holy war. She looked epic there. That's what I was hoping to see, was that epic badass warrior Johnny, and we got
Also, how did they get under the sand to hide? How did they do that? Were they breathing out the straws? Were they using those to see?
Yeah, they got little snorkels. They're like sand snorkels.
Yeah.
But see that
they got
that
there like 12
warrior-
hours before.
Yeah, I can't see that warrior who was like slaying a bunch of enemies before, who has taken the water out of one guy while he's still alive. I can't imagine that person being heartbroken over a clearly political alliance.
Yeah.
And the way she just looked like she just had her heart broken like a teenager.
It
in
felt
her first
immature.
breakup.
Yeah.
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 They also,
Like a
they also
bloody
at the
child.
beginning, at the beginning, they set up them being absolutely rigid and still.
Yeah.
They set that up for later when they were like under the sand and stuff.
I didn't take it as heartbroken. I took it not as so much the relationship with Paul as I thought it was more what he is doing and the fact that he is going in with this holy war, that it's taking off and she doesn't want to be a part of it. Like,
Right,
that's
because she
how I took
says-
it, more
she
as
says-
not heartbroken.
She says, "You will never lose me as long as you stay who you are." So I think it was about like the change in him, the seeking power. That made
Correct.
her be like, "Harumph."
Yeah.
And
it's,
They just show her leaving
don't,
when
don't,
they
don't ever trust a woman that says that shit, because she'll just be like, "You've changed," even though you ain't changed for shit. That's just her excuse.
Yeah.
So
You're
don't ever
leaving
say
me for
that.
some blonde
Yeah.
bitch with a rich family.
But I do think at the end of the day, Paul's story is what makes Dune cool, right? It's this guy who's got all this power, got all this potential power, can literally fucking take over everything, and is so reluctant because he knows what will happen as soon as he starts to take these steps, you know? And so I think it's just different, right? It's a different take. And Elaine probably knows this a lot better than I do, but in terms of, it's to show you like how dangerous that can be when you have someone that's viewed as that messiah type of character and absolute power and people willing to do whatever for him, and like the danger surrounding something like that.
Yeah, ultimately, this really has the core message of Frank Herbert. And I have I released a video today. What is Dune really about? And it really just talks about just focused on what Frank Herbert's core message was, and it was about the warning against charismatic leaders, that he created Paul as a character that you want to root for. It starts out as this classic good versus evil tale, and then kind of morphs into the fallibility of heroes, like what the consequences that can come from these charismatic and ultimately imperfect people that make decisions that can have terrible consequences for billions of people. So that's really what this adaptation ultimately really made its focus. So I applaud it for that it got the core message right. And while and I just hope it encourages people to read the books at the end of the day, because there is so much more to it, and it's so fantastic and strange, and hopefully they'll want to learn more about this strange and wonderful universe.
Well, that was one of the first things I told Gary when we got out of the theater, was like, he's like, now I want to read the books, because this movie was fantastic.
I'm not there yet.
Well, Frank Herbert actually. Oh, there you go. But Frank Herbert actually based the character of Paul Atreides on JFK. He did not. Frank Herbert did not like JFK because JFK got America involved in Vietnam, and he thought, again, a charismatic leader leading this country, America, down a dark path. And that's like, he did not like JFK. He actually liked Nixon better because he says, you know who Nixon is? He's an a-hole, right? Like, you can see that. It's very obvious. But JFK was not so obvious. And that's what, if you read Frank Herbert interviews and him talk about it, he based Paul on
and
that.
he was on The Spice of Meth. So JFK.
Right. And he probably did a lot of drugs.
Yes.
But also, it's like when you look at who was I talking to about like that, almost like the story of Paul Atreides is like the story we kind of wanted to get out of Anakin Skywalker in the prequels, right?
Agreed.
This descent into evil, and Anakin, it's like, oh, in 10 minutes I'm mad, and are you with my girlfriend? Like, wait, what?
And
My
Chani
secret wife.
was Marilyn Monroe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Right, Mary Monroe would leave her panties in JFK's bed, and Jackie Kennedy would find them.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's a real fact.
So what? How would we translate that in Dune then? She left a bottle of piss.
I wonder what kind of underwear they're all wearing.
Oh, she's like
One
the
of the
Amber
things-
Heard of Dune.
Hey, listen, at least one thing you know about those Fremen girls, none of them are spitters, right? They're all going to swallow.
Also, Ryan, additionally, I don't think any of them are squirters either because they don't want to waste
Oh,
the
well, yeah.
drop.
It's true.
That's sad for them.
Oh man.
And Chrissy, by the way, you can actually listen to the audiobooks, which I recommend because they hired the most recent version of the audiobook for Dune. They hired actors to play different parts, and it actually works pretty well. I mean, I've read the books.
Yeah, it's almost like an audio drama.
It's on
drama.
it's on
Listen
YouTube.
in my car.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
There you go.
You can listen to it
I'm
while
gonna
you're
say the same thing I said when we reviewed
You can
the
listen
first
to
movie.
it while you're in labor for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
There you go.
Soothing.
You could be in labor a long time.
What was that, Garrett?
I said I'm gonna say the same thing I said when we reviewed the first movie. Is I have the books, still have not read them.
No,
I still have not read them.
Nope. Somebody sent me the books, and I don't. I
And
can't.
one like tiny little thing that I did enjoy was when they had Irulan narrating that opening thing, because that is how the books are. Every single chapter basically opens with that journal telling you about shit that, like, she's a little in the future, telling you about shit that's happened already, and you might not even understand the fucking context until 4 chapters later. But like that, I did like how they started off.
Well, that's
like
when
that
Frank
for the
Herbert
movie.
wasn't doing as many drugs, and it was
Right.
still like understandable until later when he turns people into worms and shit. So.
Yeah, we take it to God Emperor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, I know Gary called me yesterday. And I was like, hey, he's like, I just jumped off stream. We're talking about Dune. Sounded like we all fucking hated it. But we actually liked it. You know?
Dude. That was funny.
But I think the same applies here. Like, I think everybody thoroughly enjoyed the movie.
Yes.
I don't think anybody here hated it.
I think
I can't
yeah,
wait
one of
to
the
watch it again.
criticisms is I think we wanted more. I think Ryan, you even
Yeah.
said like they the pacing in the beginning is just off, and they wasted a bunch of time that they could have added towards the end. It could have easily used another 20 minutes, a half hour. I want Gady Prime was fucking rad, like everything, but the Harkonnens outside of Fade Routha like got put to the back seat like completely.
I don't
battle
mind-
could have
I don't
been
mind the
more
pacing.
detailed.
I don't mind the pacing in the beginning at all. I liked the first hour of the movie. I think that there just needed to be an extra 30 minutes in there. And especially at the third act, it just, they shortened the battle sequence at the end. It was just like, hey, we just won this. Hey, you submit to me as emperor. Hey, the houses aren't accepting it. Hey, holy war. It's like that part.
That was rushed.
Like,
Super rushed.
2 minutes. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, don't end it.
And it's not the movie's fault that the corporate critics were out there like comparing it to fucking Empire and the battles to Lord of the Rings. That's like, it's not fair to the movie at all because they are not comparable at all.
It's a completely different breed. A completely different breed.
Yeah. But 1,000%, I think everybody should go see this movie.
Absolutely.
In theaters. Don't wait for
Biggest
streaming.
screen you can find.
In IMAX. In IMAX.
And you know, some of the additional things I really loved about this film. I loved the visual style. It felt distinct. It felt like
Dude,
its
10
own.
out of 10.
Oh,
So
no,
good.
brilliant.
So fucking
Yeah,
good.
on so many levels, like the style of the Harkonnens, the style of
The
people
Geiger
on
style
Arrakis.
of the Harkonnens
Yeah.
is fucking rad. Yeah.
I loved it, and it really felt like they were not trying to copy other sci-fi like Star Wars or Star Trek or anything. This is its own identity.
Well, because a lot of the
So I
sci-fi
loved-
has copied Dune, like to be
yeah,
real.
yeah.
So.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I loved the final fight scene. Between so maybe spoilers back up, I don't know, but between Paul and the Harkonnen guy,
Well,
I thought
mean-
the pacing and the fight was really good. I enjoyed it, and it actually got to a point where I was, because I hadn't read the books, I was thinking,
Like, what the fuck's
hey,
going to happen? Yeah.
yeah, maybe Paul will actually die, and they tease it, and they fooled me, and
Like,
I was
oh,
like,
man. That would've been awkward.
I was like, this is interesting because they could have pulled a Game of Thrones, and I was like, it's the type of book that would do this, and so then
It
that
kind
really nailed
it kind of
the
does what
landing.
our Game of Thrones pulls Dune because Daenerys
Oh,
is
yeah.
Daenerys is Paul, right? So and Anakin is Paul.
Well, let me ask
You know,
you
in
this.
that,
Star
in that
Wars.
moment, in that last fight scene, I actually thought I was thinking in my head, maybe they're gonna show that Paul is like envisioning all this that happens if he moves this way, and then they would rewind it back almost, and he moves the other way.
Like
and,
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes.
That's
Yes.
100. That's actually like what I
Yeah.
thought that might be when I was thinking, holy fuck, is he really going to get out of this?
I actually went back after, so I pulled it up on YouTube last night with the fight and I guess it was the miniseries. Was it Sting? Was it the miniseries or the movie that Sting?
Sting's in the movie.
Lynch movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so just to watch that, and it's actually, and that's a question I have for people that have seen the miniseries and the movie. Are either one of those worth watching if you have a level of interest?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the miniseries is great.
The Lynch movie
They
is
all-
wonderful and weird. Sorry,
David
go on.
Lynch is
Go
a
on.
psychopath, and I'm saying that in a good way.
Dude,
so-
his videos of him doing the weather during COVID was fucking awesome.
David Lynch is crazy.
Yeah.
But is the Lynch movie? Is the Lynch movie worth watching?
Yeah,
In its
yeah,
entirety?
both the
Nerd cookies?
miniseries and the
What do you
movie are
think?
good.
Well, it's not my favorite interpretation. It's probably my third favorite, I guess, if I'm ranking them. Because I prefer the miniseries, possibly for the most faithful book adaptation. But it's like a theater production. It's very cheap, and they have a lot of weird hats. It's but they are. It's my favorite Baron for that one, and favorite Lady Jessica in the miniseries. But Lynch's version has a lot of good elements that I like, and it actually. The Spacing Guild scene where they have that guild navigator coming in with the Emperor. I love that scene. They built those sets. They filmed on location, so it looks really good. The costumes are amazing.
The effects are
And
great.
Yeah,
Worm.
it incorporates those strange elements. Like it embraces them and expounds upon them in more weird ways, but it does things that this adaptation that Denis Villeneuve didn't. So it has Piter and Yue, the traitor subplot. There's other things in the adaptation that it focuses on, and the miniseries does it in a different way too. And I would say the miniseries is the most faithful that you're going to get, but it does have some changes too. But so they all have their. But this adaptation, Villeneuve's adaptation, is my favorite. Duke Leto, my favorite, obviously Paul and Fade, and the Harkonnen. And Duncan, justice for Duncan, because he was always pushed to the side before, and he was one of my favorite characters. So I just love him in this interpretation. So if you want to see a different visual style and different take on it, yeah, it's worth it. It's all worth it for all of them. Yeah.
I got to add something to that real quick on the Dune, David Lynch 84 version. Make sure you watch. You can find it on YouTube. It's the Spice Diver cut. It's 3 hours and it's in 4K. And the guy who put that cut together spent years, and actually he actually finished effects that weren't finished in 1984.
Damn.
Look at, it's so good. Just look up Dune's 1984 Spice Diver cut 4K. You'll find it. It's 3 hours and it's awesome. I still have a Japanese laser disc of the 84 David Lynch Dune, and there are scenes on that disc that were shot against a blue screen, and they just put them in the movie. They look terrible.
Have they ever asked for it back?
What's that?
Have they ever asked for it back?
They did not ask for it back. They didn't. I just.
Poor
I'm looking at it right now.
Guy.
But
Looks good
watch
as
that
hell.
Spice Diver cut, Elaine. I'm sure you've seen that Spice Diver cut. It's actually the best
Historically,
version of the 84.
Historically, David Lynch hated his experience making that movie, and he didn't get final cut. Every time he's asked about it, he was like, "Total pain. I hated it. I don't like to think about it."
There's an extended version that was on network television where it just says Alan Smithy, which is the name directors take.
Yes, when they don't want any part of it.
So yeah, he was felt burnt by
So,
that experience.
Dune, go see it. Go see it. Go see it in a big theater. Go see it in IMAX, 40X, Atmos, all that good stuff. It's absolutely worth it.
Isn't 40X the one that like shakes you around?
Fuck
and
yeah.
fucking, it's like
Yeah.
it's like a roller coaster.
You got the seats that rumble.
I don't know if I'd want to do that for 3 fucking hours.
Dude, it's
This is the trick. This is the trick. You get a seat right next to those seats.
It accompanies your popcorn bucket perfectly. Okay.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Get a little vibration.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
It's also, they're putting out Dune Part 2 in Screen X. Have you ever seen a Screen X movie?
Yes.
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's weird. So what it does is it actually, the visuals extend to the side.
Oh
of the
yeah, they have
thing.
the projectors.
So it's like circle vision.
Yeah.
I saw the 2009 Star Trek that way, and it feels weird because the theater's like very light.
I've seen
Weird.
like I watched The Dark Knight Rises in a IMAX dome theater. Have you ever watched one in like an IMAX dome?
Is that where you live?
Yeah. San Diego has a dome.
I fucking hated it.
Yeah, the dome. The domes are good for like the nature IMAX
Yeah.
things.
It
you
was
know,
so
but,
weird. I was
yeah.
like, I was all hyped. I was, this would be the coolest thing ever. And I'm just like,
nah.
weird.
Can I add one thing? I watched obviously Drinkers, you guys on Drinker, which was a lot of fun. It was really weird because you just shat on the film the whole time.
Well, it's got problems. It's got major problems. It's got major character problems. There's nobody to root for at all. It's really a sterile story, and that's the way it is in the book. That's just the way it is.
Look, that's the thing that I think that Lord of the Rings has over Dune is that
Heart.
Lord of the Rings has so much heart. That's
Yes.
exactly
Yeah.
heart. But what's sad is I'm sitting here thinking like we've seen the best studio Hollywood film that's going to come out this year.
Period.
No, everything else, the trailers they showed for that god awful Godzilla movie, Godzilla X.
Furiosa didn't look any better on IMAX either. It looked just super cheap.
That movie, fuck that movie.
It is all downhill from now.
It's just the worst. So like this is the okay. So and Denis Villeneuve, to be fair, is kind of an outsider, right? And I'm fairly certain that he pulled together the funding through international sources. It was not all Warner Brothers that put up the money, right? So,
but at least Warner Brothers is into this. Like, I know Robert Meyer Burnett like bitches all the time that they're not doing special things on their streaming services. There is a behind the scenes Dune Part 2 on Max that you can go watch right now.
Oh, is there?
Like, yeah, there is. So there's like that's smart. Put all your special features on your streaming service while your fucking movie's out. Like, you know,
that is a great idea.
That's
a good idea.
Extras.
Yeah, so
they should 100% do that for all that shit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Commentary, everything, absolutely everything.
Why are they not doing? Guys, do that.
Because
I want all the Harry Potter shit for every fucking Harry Potter movie. Show me all the behind the scenes interviews, the deleted scenes. Give me an option to do that in streamers.
give me the TV versions on all of them.
Yes, not just Peacock around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Where I still have to watch commercials, but
why the fuck would you cut that part in Half-Blood Prince where
I know.
Oh no.
No, oh dude, Ryan, I know what you're Half-Blood Prince is the worst movie. And
Dude, they butchered that movie so much.
One of the best books.
How do you cut out the 10-second scene of them leaving the cave and him saying, "Don't worry, sir. Don't worry, sir," and he's like, "I'm not worried, Harry. I'm with you."
Yeah.
Like, how do you cut that moment? Like,
dude,
why'd you?
Why'd you cut the little battle at the end? And they said it. Well, we're gonna have a battle in the next movie. It's like fucking what?
Yeah.
Movies get worse and worse as they go.
I'm glad they didn't say that about Lord of the Rings 2 Towers. Well, we're gonna have a battle next movie.
But at least they filmed the Dumbledore Harry part. Like that's a 10-second thing. Why did you fucking cut that out?
Because they're retarded.
Stupid. They're stupid.
They were so worried about time and everything.
I can't wait for the Harry Potter Max series.
Oh
yeah,
honestly,
and I hope there's a Dune series on the horizon at some point.
I'm so excited and unnecessarily so. I know I'm going to be let down. I know that all the fucking Weasleys are going to be black. Like I know, but like right now, it is Schrodinger's Harry Potter series. Like until they actually come out and announce those things,
I'm with you.
I can still have hope.
I'm with you. In my head,
right there with you,
in my head canon, J.K. Rowling only okayed this so she could just erase Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson for betraying her. She's like, I'll show you, motherfucker. I'll find another Harry Potter. And they'll just get replaced at the park and everything. It'd be fucking hilarious. Then he can go play Wolverine. Oh, fuck. That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. So, yes, we liked Dune. I
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I liked it.
Really enjoyed it.
As I said yesterday, it's prog rock. If for old guys out there who know that it's progressive rock. It's really technically wonderful. You got the best musicians. It just lacks that thing, little heart, little soul. You know, it's it's an album with 3 songs on it that are 17 minutes long. It's prog rock.
I just feel like there was a lot of information that they weren't able to share to make you understand the weight of everything going on in this universe. That would be my biggest issue from it. And I think hearing from people like Chris and Elaine and people that have read the books and Ryan that there's a lot more there. But it is a wonderful theater experience with or without the popcorn bucket. It is a phenomenal experience. It really is. I mean, that was the thing about the first one that I love so much. And for me, I think the first movie is just a better movie in the way it's presented. But
it's got more likable characters. That's personal taste.
the first movie, there's less moving parts and it's a tighter overall story. Like
yes.
That's just the reality. Part one, it does feel like.
And I do think what his name is
Timothy Chalamet.
No.
Austin
The first
Butler.
movie. First fucking movie.
Duke Atreides.
Yeah.
What's his nuts? Poe Dameron.
That's what
Oscar Isaac.
I know.
Oscar Isaac.
Yes. I couldn't think of his goddamn name. And then I couldn't
Okay,
think of
Patrick Bet David.
Moon Knight.
He's
really great as well, yeah, in the
remember
first
when
one.
Patrick Bet David said he was talking about Henry Cavill? He said Henry Caviezel.
Remember when
He
Patrick
did play
Bet
Jesus
David,
as a
every time he
Superman.
says Lucasfilm, he unnecessarily pluralizes it to Lucasfilms.
Lucasfilms. Oh, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Gina's
but-
appearance on PB.
Yeah, but anyway, he made the movie like so much. Like, he added so much more.
He's someone to
personality.
totally root for. He is just like so good.
Yes.
And his presence was there. He was fucking awesome.
And I think that was a massive piece to the puzzle from the first movie. But again, both of them are very good. And I think you're going to have a great time going to see Dune Part 2. Make sure you see it in IMAX or the biggest screen possible, because it truly is phenomenal to witness. All of the action, the visuals, the sound, the action. It's a bit overwhelming, if anything, in a positive way. It's just they throw so much at you, and it's great.
It's great. One does not simply walk into a rack.
He was just Christopher Walken, Emperor Christopher Walken. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was. He was fine. Paul
You want my daughter's hand in marriage? I don't think
marriage. What's
Walk without rhythm, and you won't attract.
So yesterday was leap day. It's a leap year, where a bunch of people get screwed over for working for free if you're salary. Too bad for you. And it was also Kal-El's birthday, Superman's birthday, and we got a Superman announcement. We saw the symbol, which we all knew which was coming, which is the Kingdom Come symbol. There was a James Grunn put it on Instagram. James Grunn. James Grunn.
James Grunge.
Fuck, I have 5 strokes a show. Give me a break.
That's how many I got in the popcorn bucket.
38 seconds.
Wow. This looks good. I have no complaints about this.
I like it.
I have minor complaints.
I have a complaint.
I got a massive complaint.
I actually don't like how it looks too much like Henry Cavill's muted colors.
The muted colors is the only problem. I wish it was
my
like
problem.
Yeah.
I freaking hate how it has a yellow border around the S. It shouldn't be there. It annoys me.
Okay. Those are normal complaints that I will completely accept. But
my
considering
complaint is, if this is going down the Kingdom Come route, because that is the Kingdom Come S, and
Yes.
if that is where you want to go, are we going to get the proper story with Billy Batson? No, of course we're not. We're not going to get that at all. We've had a fucking clown show of Shazam movies. So you think you're gonna rehabilitate Shazam?
No.
You're gonna completely and utterly change it. It's gonna be a bastardization.
they're doing a reverse Kingdom Come. That's the rumor, and it does make sense with the Authority, like being so. The Authority is going to come before the Justice League, which is fucking retarded. Absolutely retarded.
I hate it.
So
I really
retarded.
hate that.
But there was also a fake image that went around that I thought looked pretty fucking good.
I think this
looks
great.
dope.
I have no fucking problem with this at all. If anybody bitches about it, including James Gunn, then you shouldn't be making a fucking comic book movie at all.
like the boots.
Listen, can I say
I like the undies.
James Gunn's made us responsible on this. Can I just? He's the definition of I think I've liked all of his movies that I've seen, whether he's been director or writer. I have thoroughly enjoyed. I fucking hate his guts, though. He is a shut the fuck up, James Gunn.
Yes.
Like the dismissive nature. Guess what? This is what comic book movie fans do. We speculate on dumb shit.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be one of us, and he's supposed to understand this, but he doesn't. He clearly fucking doesn't.
Stand this dude, man. I really don't like him. He's a very unlikable person. He made a very kind of like he's just basically being dismissive. Like if you remember movies like, especially like Dark Knight Rises, when there was all this
dude,
stuff
so
of like,
much.
oh my gosh, it was out of control. The leaks. And the stuff with Bane's voice and everybody going crazy. Most of them were right because Bane's voice ended up being not good.
It's memeable. It was at least memeable.
A little bit.
But like, could you Could you imagine Christopher Nolan Could you imagine like Nolan like getting on like Twitter and like chirping back at people in a passive aggressive way? Like, shut the fuck up.
Like,
you know what I mean?
James Gunn responded to those the same exact way I did. Right, which is like because Jeremy called me and it came up. And I'm like, I can't believe people fucking think those are real. Are you fucking retarded? It looked so ridiculously stupid.
I thought it looked good.
Well, not that I like the suit itself,
Photoshop.
like the idea, but it looked so Photoshop. Like there's things about that, the way the cape looks, the way the boots look, the way his arms look, the way his entire body looks, the fact that one guy has his pants on fucking backwards in that shot. Like, it looked completely fake. And so like I was like, I can't believe people fucking think this is real. James Gunn, when you're like the leader of the studio and you're heading this thing up and you respond the same way that I would like to somebody, probably not a good look, right? But that's what James Gunn did when that got out there. And like even where they're shooting that from, it looks like they're in the middle of like an unfinished set with like a broom standing up with two random.
But the point is, like, people like that costume more. Like if you get if we get another muted fucking Superman costume without the underwear on the outside. Fuck that. You know, like you shouldn't be doing this. I like the fact that they're calling it Superman.
I gotta say, I've never been a fan of the trunks on the outside. All right,
get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Come on, bitch.
Hey, type in your fucking
Vegemite
AI
eating
machine.
emo
All right, we're sending more
motherfuckers.
AI.
We're producing more emus to send over there.
Yes.
Never look good.
Best superhero.
You're high.
Free Shad. It actually
Kick
breaks up
Shad.
the
Kick
mountain
Shad.
of
Kick
colors.
Shad. Kick Shad.
Hold on. I think Shad's actually the source of that AI image.
That looks fucking great. That looks fucking great. That is an awesome costume.
Well, like the idea of that, yes. The way it looks, no.
Well, yes. The design of it is great.
Yeah.
And that's what
execution is TV
I think
quality.
Looks superb. I think this looks fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I got no fucking problem with it.
Make one of your stupid
Under
AI
Armour
comments
thing.
on Twitter so I can ratio you. God damn it.
No, seriously, I'm tempted. Like that AI image that floated. I could
No,
make one
your AI
100 times
takes
better.
are not nearly as dog shit as that one. Okay.
I could make it.
Yes,
AI
Chris.
image.
Yes.
Can we get a zoom in on that?
It looks pretty good. It looks pretty
Hey,
good.
Gary.
Yeah.
Looks like a poll is agreeing with me though. Most people want the trunks out.
I do think that what we're gonna end up seeing.
Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong.
The trunks
Sorry.
are dated, man. They're like,
Shut up.
Oh,
What modern audience? I want a Superman suit for modern audiences.
All right. Superman is supposed to be an alien, right? Okay, his suit is supposed to be an
What
alien
aliens don't wear
outfit.
underwear?
On the outside.
Look, I love the S. I love the belt. I love the cape. The trunks just
Dude,
never
Shad, he looks fucking naked without the trunks. It's fucking stupid. There's a reason there's a reason the artist put it there. It's fucking ridiculous, and you're just wrong. The poll's wrong. Everybody's wrong. Yeah. You're fucking wrong. You're not a comic book fan. I
do think that what we end up seeing is going to be close to that image, just with the slightly different logo and the more muted colors. But I do think he's going to have trunks.
I do too.
In this one.
Let's go.
I hope so.
They feel pretty good. I can confirm it right now.
Yeah, there you go. And I agree with Jeremy. Modern audience, you might as well put a black lesbian in that fucking suit.
You know, white straight men. White straight men are kind of outdated. You know what's in? Black transgender.
Hey, what I do know is this is one of those mini segments of Friday Night Tights that's never going to get clipped by our haters because hey, we're not agreeing, so they can't really say we're an echo chamber.
This whole episode is getting cut because we said we liked a movie.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, it should be cut after Chris Gore showed his ass. It should be cut just for simply because Chris Gore showed his ass.
At least he kept the underwear on.
You're welcome.
And the penis inside.
You're welcome.
That's a good follow-up to Gavin McInnes. Yeah.
Oh, the underwear was on the whole time.
Oh.
Oh,
hey, you never know with this show. Alex Jones will take his shirt off. Somebody might whip out their little teeny pee-pee. Vivek or a vice presidential candidate might come on, and we'll get to see Chris Gore's underwear. It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
I like how Gary tried. Really tried to say Vivek Ramaswamy. And
I wasn't even gonna go there, man. I just hurt myself. Okay, I sprained my face.
My brain.
Yeah, and my brain.
No, but
Vivek
Ramos. Going back to the whole James Gunn thing, but like I think he's going to continue to do dumb shit like this.
Oh, of course.
He's such a douchebag, man. I really don't like him. Like he's a very unlikable person. I like his movies, and I'm still somewhat. I'm very excited to see what he's going to do with Superman, based on the fact that I've liked a lot of his movies. But he is just a douchebag, man. I really don't like this guy.
Well, for one, it's a Superman movie with a bunch of other characters that he said are not cameos, so they're going to be somehow woven into this film. And if he pulls it off, great. If I'm wrong, fucking awesome. This has to be the best Superman movie ever made. It has to make $1 billion, and it really has to make $1 billion. Ryan did a video on this earlier, based on the budget of this film that's been reported.
Oh, no.
So somebody's lying, by the way. Go on, Ryan.
Yeah, again, this is really, it got pushed to the forefront because James Gunn responded to it.
Yes.
But there was an article that came out from like Columbus Business Journal or something that was strictly talking about how many jobs is about to bring to Ohio, because they're going to do a lot of the filming in Cleveland, in Ohio, stuff like that. Like 25% of the movie is going to be filmed in Ohio. And in that was the total production budget in that little report from this little fucking Columbus Business Journal thing. And somebody's like, hey, James Gunn, this thing says the production budget's $363 million. Is that true? And he's like, absolutely not. Why do they think they'd know our production budget? Blah, blah, blah. Well, as it turns out, it's derived from a link on the government website, because in order to get the tax credits from the state of Ohio for filming there, you have to fill out a bunch of shit. So either James Gunn is lying, or the people at Warner Brothers that filled out this tax credit thing are lying about the production budget for the movie, because it does show $363.8 million is the total production budget for Superman Legacy. All the way down there at the bottom, you can see. And this is all based on them filing this in order to get a tax credit. So, I mean, I would guess that by the end, based on all the different places they film with tax credits, they'll probably bring that down to like 300 million-ish, right? I think that's a solid estimate, but that's what we're talking about now.
Yeah,
a $300 million budget for this movie.
And it has to, and at 300 million, you have to make $1 billion to break even. You just do.
Yeah. And again, I love Superman. Superman. I said this a couple Friday Night Tights ago. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're wrong." Superman has never been a box office juggernaut. It just has,
except for the first movie.
Except for the first movie, right?
Yeah.
You
just said never, though.
How did the second, third, and the fourth one go?
Well, because the producers they didn't go well, but they did film the first. Superman 1 and 2 were mostly filmed back to back.
Right. My point being is Spider-Man's had some bad movies, and they still make a shit ton of money regardless, because Spider-Man is a pull. And so, I mean, I remember when Superman Returns came out, and everybody thought it was going to be the biggest movie ever. And of course, it wasn't that great.
I did.
Yeah. But it just kind of went away.
At the time, I thought Bryan Singer was the wrong person to do Superman, like the worst person imaginable.
Oh, the guy that was raping boys.
Well, before that, thanks, Az.
You got a harem of young boys.
Before that is just like he's not the type of director that could pull off a traditional hero, kind of like James Gunn that he did fine with his Xmen movies. This is, of course, before we knew what we knew about Bryan Singer, but he's not the right guy to take on Superman and prove that.
Yeah, and look, I'm a retard that still likes Quest for Peace. Okay, so I mean, I appreciate all of them, but Superman 4 is terrible, but I love it because Christopher Reeve is awesome. So
I own it.
I do not see a way in hell where James Gunn's Superman makes $1 billion. I don't see any scenario where that happens.
It would need to be a phenomenal film.
It is.
The thing is, though, like so much is riding on this.
And it would need to have underwear on the outside too. By the way, go on.
That's the key.
You reckon?
$1 billion underwear.
If this film fails, I'm gonna be pretty much checked out of this DC reboot. It's riding on that film. I don't care about the Authority. I don't care about you need to nail Superman right, and if you don't, it's not going to work.
And I was saying this years ago when this whole thing was falling apart with DC and we knew we were going to get a boot. I said, just make one good fucking film.
Right.
Stop with this stupid fucking multiverse. We're doing an 8-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 58 fucking year plan. Shut the fuck up. Have you fucking heard yourselves? You've had absolute bomb after bomb after bomb for nearly half a decade now in both DC and in Marvel. And you're talking about planning out all these fucking cinematic universes. You're living in fucking La La Land. That's exactly where you are. How about you start by making one good movie? Make a good movie. Make some money. See what works in it. See what people gravitate towards.
That makes too much
sense.
sense.
See where you can tighten things up. To see what you can dump. And then take it from there. Wait 3 years. Then release your next film, whatever it may be. Another character in that universe that you potentially could possibly, but you're not actually tied to necessarily, bringing them in together. Do something like that. Use your fucking brain. Because this thing is on the, it's not on the downward trajectory. It's off a cliff.
It never was on a cliff.
Off a fucking cliff.
It never got to the top of the cliff. And the problem is you released all these flops before your reboot, which does overall damage to your brand. So the normie's just going to think it's connected to Flash. It's connected to Blue Beetle. And it's what Shad said is right. It's going to have legs. Cause like there's going to be hype amongst nerds, but like it's 2 years from now. It's 2 years from now.
And a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half. And the superhero brand overall is damaged. It's absolutely damaged.
Hey, I
Disney
want the
damaged
meme
it
to
and
memers.
Warner Brothers damaged it.
There is now a clip of Gary saying what Shad said is right. Just clip that right after I say the trunks need to go, and we're all good.
Whatever you need to manipulate your way through it, me and my emu brothers and sisters will crush you.
I'm kind of in the
You're
middle.
too close to those emus, Gary. I'm a bit concerned. You're like, don't sleep with them, all right? Just avoid.
I'm kind of in the middle of what Az said. I do think like when you set out to do these things, you should have a plan. However, I don't think that every single movie has to be intricately linking all these things together. I think you should have a plan for what you want to do with your universe, like when you set out to do it. I think the thing that people are so tired of is that everything seems to have this desire to link to everything else in the universe, because I feel like maybe that's what the studios think the audience expects now. Maybe that we're like at this point in time.
Everything's a setup.
And Marvel
has for the next thing.
What I mean is, let's say you want to make a connected DC universe. You make one good Superman film.
And you extrapolate off that. You make one good Iron Man film, and you extrapolate off that.
And they don't necessarily have to connect. You know, we had.
They can't do that.
The Christopher Reeve Superman. We had the Michael Keaton Batman, and they didn't link together. There was an idea once upon a time, but they didn't link together. They were their own entities. You stop if you say, oh, we're gonna have a plan because we're gonna do this and that.
Well, they have to. So here's why they have to do a plan, though.
James Gunn's fucking idea, it's fucking shite.
It's shite. But
they showed it to us.
Here's why it's
idea.
impossible to make something good, because within that corporate structure, he needed to plan. I'm not making excuses for him. He could have said fucking no, but he needs, like, how many fucking movies have been announced that the titles have changed, the release dates have changed, because it's just to satisfy investors. So we're in this corporate culture where they have to make widget, and it's all got to, like, by the way, no cinematic universe has worked outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for real. Like, since the cinematic universe thing, none of them have fucking worked, and none of them will work, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as just stated, started out with one fucking movie. And you know what you did? You did a solo adventure with the comic book origin, and the motherfucking character looked like the comic book character. And now they can't do it. Now the first Superman movie's got to have fucking the wrong fucking Green Lantern.
Share this then.
Yeah.
Oh, Ta-Nehisi Coates? Is this a what?
No.
Oh no, they still got that going, by the way.
He just saw a black man and thought Ta-Nehisi Coates.
It's a small. It's on the screen.
Yeah, that's the
Look
thing.
like my cousin.
Once you do Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White, it's like they can't make him white.
They're
again.
stuck. They're
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
I actually liked Lawrence Fishburne, and I actually like Wendell Pierce, to be honest. And I actually think in that type of role he'd actually be pretty good. But
I like Lawrence Fishburne as an actor. I thought him as Perry White was kind of irrelevant. I thought Perry White didn't hold any weight in
the script.
role.
In the script, he
in
wasn't
the
really
script.
in it that
I don't
much.
think he did a bad job. I just thought that, Perry White's
from House of Cards, just fucking thing, being there. Why?
At least Jimmy Olsen is looks like he's gonna have freckles and maybe red hair.
Well, how much screen time? How much screen time is he gonna have with fucking Hawk Girl and fucking Green Lantern flying around? I mean, it's like
the thing when Iron Man came
Otis is gonna be in it.
There's so many.
Yeah,
When Iron Man came out, they ended that movie, and you saw Nick Fury come in and say Avengers Initiative. It was amazing to think about that because we'd never had something so connected like that. So it got the audience invigorated into like, whoa, the next movie, what's that? What's the next movie? And then we just kept going from there. At this point, it's so oversaturated that the opposite would be the same. It would be the same if you watch a movie and there's no connection to anything else. It'd be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Did we just watch a Superman movie?
I'm playing the Justice League. Oh, fuck off, man.
That's why I really like. That's why I really like Joker, because I thought it wasn't going to be connected to anything else. Now there's a Joker too.
I know.
Yeah.
That costs $200 million.
I think they just need to simplify it. They're overcomplicating it with all this connected universe stuff. When back in the day, it was really like, I remember when Superman animated series come out, it was just one line drop to connect it. And it was the mum saying, what, you're going to do that thing like a crazy guy in Gotham? And that's all it needed.
Right.
And then it was, then they got to focus on the Superman story. And that's kind of how they started out with the MCU. Like Iron Man, they focused on Iron Man. Thor, they focused on Thor. And the interconnected parts were just these little side bits to subtly set up the Avengers. And it worked. And so, now it just seems like this weird convoluted mess where they're just spewing everything onto it. And it's like, are we even going to get a proper Superman movie now? It doesn't look like it.
No.
It looks like it's going to be this weird mix with Green Lantern and Hawk Girl and all this other just
wait till you see the Authority, dude. Wait till the Authority, which has
be
no business being in the DC universe at all. At all. It's a separate universe. Yeah.
I completely agree with you, Gary, and I like the Authority, right? But it does not suit the next movie after Superman. You're gonna have the friggin' Authority before the Justice League. It's retarded. It's absolutely insane. What are they thinking?
I'm just excited we might go to Otisburg.
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 There's a Miss. Is there a Miss Tessmacher gonna be in it too? Yeah, there's Miss Tessmacher.
There is actually. Yes.
I like
Valerie Perrine, man.
Oh,
hey, you remember Slaughterhouse 5? You could see her boobs.
Hey, I found
pretty
Valerie Perrine.
I found this shirt. I want
Any
this shirt.
relation to Optimus?
Yeah.
That's great. When are you ever gonna wear that again?
Every
Jeremy,
movie.
why did you put that over your
movie.
face? That's terrible.
Jeremy put on a couple pounds, but maybe all that popcorn.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, baby.
That looks almost as believable as the original.
His pants.
Look, his pants are on backwards.
Backwards and they're tucked in.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know how people thought this shit was real.
Do you see the warped little circular light next to it for no good
This
reason?
thing?
And-
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that does nothing.
What is
like
this?
That has no purpose. What the fuck is he standing in front of that they would be taking a picture of that?
the
Like,
fucking
everything.
Ladder. There's a fucking ladder.
little-
Everything about this like screams fake as fuck, and it went viral. Gary's part of it. Gary's like, looks good.
He's the one. He's like, did you see the picture of Superman? I was on the phone. It's like, no. And I look, it does look good.
It looks good. It does
To my
look good.
credit, I said it's probably fake, but I like the costume. So, and I didn't even notice the little streaming light.
Well, hang on.
the
No, I
bottom.
didn't notice it either.
Is it a
To
ring
Gary's
light?
credit, he's literally blind anyway. So, he's got that going for him.
I just
It's
like
a rope
I
that
think the
turns into
costume
metal.
probably is going to look fucking better than the costume in the movie.
We'll
I
see.
so
It's got
wanna
a
make
proper
better
belt.
AI images. Of
Oh, if you
Superman
say put
on
in a proper AI, put in a proper Superman to your stupid AI, it'll have the pants on the outside, dude. So
And make him lame and
right
gay.
before it becomes sentient and kills us all with robots. Okay.
Hey, I think like the robots are the key. Like if we let the robots rise,
The
up,
robots are
AI
out.
isn't. Yeah, well, AI isn't the problem. The robots are the problem.
It's gonna be like
And that's what- that's
Christine
what
too, with all the Teslas that are gonna fucking kill us all too. So
Exactly.
We have to
Robot
destroy
cars,
the automatons. Okay.
like it'll be iRobot all over. No,
Which-
we need the line in the
I
sand
love the
is
movie.
robots.
They held that like had iBots. They all look like Apple robots that are gonna come and kill us all. Hey,
Nerd Cookies, I don't know if you're invested in this whole James Gunn reboot or not. What are your thoughts about the whole Superman thing?
Oh yeah, for just superhero movies have just become so have fallen so far. It's hard for me to be invested or excited anymore. I love Superman and I love Smallville too. I know that
I like
not a lot of people
Smallville.
love Smallville.
I love Smallville.
I love Smallville.
Yeah.
I love the classic Superman. I love that traditional kind of like Captain America-esque superhero. So I don't know. I'm not very hopeful, but I'll hope for the best, I guess.
And
but I'm not
expect the
gonna-
worst. Yeah. That's pretty much how you approach Hollywood these days.
This is very true.
It's really sad. It's really sad we can't be excited anymore about virtually anything. And to be honest, I'm not really that excited about Dune Part 3. I'm so nervous about it. I'm so like, I don't know. I can never just trust in filmmakers, just inherently anymore, or even James Gunn, who's done some great movies that I've enjoyed. I just don't. I've been burned so many times from legacy IPs. I don't have any hope for Tron Ares, and I love Tron.
I love Tron. I love Tron Legacy. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Tron Legacy was dope.
Yeah, I'm just. They released a new image, I think, yesterday too, so that was floating
That
around.
red one, yeah.
Yeah, I think it had Dillinger like on it on the back.
Most of
I don't-
it
but
takes
looked
place
like
in the real world.
It looked like a desktop
rumors?
background. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What was that?
Like an AI, like if you typed in Tron into AI and it would make that.
I know, it's really hard for me to be excited. But I'm covering it. I'm covering it, and I hope it's good, man.
I
But
hope so,
we
too.
need Tron. We need Bruce Boxleitner. These are the heroes that we love and have adored for decades, and we just want justice to be done for them. We want them to be treated with respect and honor, and to have a really good story for us to be immersed in.
Yes. Put Tron Legacy in
I don't
4K, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
He's doing the Black Widow pose.
He must work out.
They did a GIF. There was like a video too where it kind of looked like the MCP, and it kind of morphed into this image as it cleared up. Like that could be interesting. But yeah, again, I want to be excited. I'm just not. I'm just so. If they told me Bruce Boxleitner was in it or Jeff Bridges was coming back, maybe I'd be excited.
Maybe.
But Jared Leto and
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna send
And
used
the chick
condoms
from The
to
Acolyte,
I wonder if
isn't
he's going to
it?
have long hair
MCP.
and look like a weird culty Jesus.
Cult leader.
Yeah.
You wonder if he's going to play himself?
Basically,
Yeah.
yes. Basically, yes. Hey, you know what we should all be excited about as content creators?
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power, baby.
Let's go.
So this article came out a couple days ago. Ryan did 5 videos on it since then, and
One.
I'm disappointed in you. I'm a little disappointed in you.
Expectations.
So the showrunners have been given. They've been signed on for a 3rd season. This is absolutely 1,000% a PR move because there is problems. Now we talked about it last week. Fucking Amazon have been using their shill channels as bait to try to find out who's spoiling the show. Okay, so they fed them fake rumors, which I'm sure every studio does. I thought it was
The little worm
fucking
tongues.
hilarious. Yes, the little worm tongues. That's right. And Fellowship of the Fans, who has me blocked on Twitter. So much for that fellowship. Had to put out a little thing saying like, "Hey, some of the rumors we put out are kind of fake, and we're sorry." And we'll vet them. Who are they going to vet them with? Amazon, of course. So JD Payne and Patrick McKay, the showrunners of the worst adaptation ever of anything in all of existence, have been given 3 more years to finish up probably a season 3. Now, buried in this article, they point out that, and Ryan pointed out in his video, that they have not. So they're getting ready for a season 3. There's no writer's room. There's nothing. They just have an idea. I knew they would get at least a season 3. It's beyond that. That's what's in question. But what we haven't heard about is season 2 at all. Not a frame of footage, no trailer, nothing. Not even a teaser with a fucking logo. Like absolute zero. But if buried in here in this article is Rings of Power season 2 will be coming out in 2024. Now, I don't know if that necessarily comes from Amazon or the Hollywood Reporter based on speculation. I don't know that.
I think it's based on speculation, and I don't even think they're confirming it in this article. I think they're just talking about it because, like, it's expected to release fall or winter 2024 based on what other people are talking about. But I don't think that's any kind of confirmation here in the article. It doesn't feel like it to me.
It doesn't feel like it. And it just feels like, hey, we need to keep this in the zeitgeist because, okay.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. So they finished filming summer of last year. Summer of last year.
June of 2023 before the strike.
Shit can it. Just let it go. Move on. Pretend
so the writers, J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, had to back out the rest of the filming because of the WGA strike. So they finished before the actors strike, the Film Actors Guild strike. But they filmed through the Writers Guild strike because they were in the UK. But the two showrunners had to back out, and then Lindsay Weber had to take over, who is a bad reboot reject as far as supervising. And yeah, it's been done. We've had one director come out and say, basically, it's edgier because we all know Lord of the Rings, super edgy. Super edgy fucking
That's what
story.
I look for in my Tolkien's edge.
Yeah.
And it's darker.
More sex and because that's Lord of the Rings.
So, but we haven't seen anything, and whether this article is confirmation from Amazon, because pretty much all the Hollywood Reporter does is fucking copy and paste press releases now. They don't do any real fucking reporting. I hope like hell it comes out this year. That'd be fucking great.
I can't see it.
What does it mean to be like more edgy? Does that mean in this one they're gonna have like Hallbrand and Galadriel fuck while Celeborn watches? Like what are you talking about?
Hardcore Hardfoot.
Hardfoot. Oh my god.
Hardfoot hardcore.
Harry Hardfoot hardcore.
Oh,
there you go.
Weren't the Harfoots like the real villains?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
They were.
They just left their fucking kin.
We leave you behind. If you don't keep up, we leave you behind.
Yeah.
Yep.
A whole list
we write
of
your
people
name in a
they
book.
left behind. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's so. Fuck that bitch.
Well, maybe they got a little mad because some spoilers I can't imagine who put those out there, but and they were right. And
Wasn't there one about Tom Bombadil being Morgoth?
Yes,
Was that one?
that has to be one of the leaked ones, right? And Gold,
Yeah, that was kind of strange. Like now it all
and
makes
Goldberry
sense.
being
I
a
don't know.
Goliath. So it's
Yes,
like
yeah.
serving out their punishment or something. Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
It's pretty hilarious though when that came out that they were just feeding.
I like the season 1 rumor that they spread around that Celebrimbor was a fucking retard.
Well, that turned out to be true.
That turned out to be true.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
Well, I'm
Two metals together.
I am the greatest smith in Middle Earth. What? Alloy? What's an alloy?
Alloy, you say?
And does this happen a lot in productions, like feeding false rumors? Does that happen?
It is now. Yes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I totally would have thought
PR.
like Galadriel hooking up with Sauron would have been a rumor. Like, who would be that retarded to
wait.
actually have Galadriel
Chad.
have the hots for Sauron?
Not only to have the hots for Sauron, but to run into him in the middle of the fucking ocean.
On a raft.
In the middle of the ocean, like where it's not even like realistic that anyone would happen to be there.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, it'd be one thing to run into someone just off the coast of somewhere in like this busy shipping port, whatever. No, this is literally on the way to nobody would be going that
Fucking
way.
nowhere.
The setup is even more hilarious. It's right after Galadriel decides to swim across the freaking ocean.
She's swimming in an ocean.
Just
Hey,
cue her death.
Elves are light.
So
like, she'd be
retarded.
fine.
She's that
very
powerful.
buoyant.
Deuces.
She's that powerful.
She's
I'm
very
just
buoyant.
gonna swim across the Pacific. I'm just
She
gonna
would
swim
be
across
very
the
buoyant as
Atlantic.
being an elf.
You know,
That is true.
seriously, like at the end of episode 1, when she jumps off the boat, I'm thinking, what are they gonna? Surely no, like she's not gonna swim across the ocean, is she?
Yeah, she is.
The next episode, she's still
She
It
literally
was gonna be
jumped,
funny.
That's why I'm
We're gonna
excited
have
for the next
laughs.
season.
We're gonna have
jumped off
laughs.
the boat to swim across the Atlantic and essentially got to near fucking island before she was picked up.
Yeah.
She was like at the straits. She like swam from Florida to the Straits of Gibraltar, right? That's what she got.
He's a good swimmer. What's the big deal?
She's powerful, man.
I do. One of the things that I wonder about that was reported was the casting for the casting for a different version of Sauron, whether it's going to be like Anatar, whether it's going to be like before the fall. I don't know, but it was that the one, you know who I'm talking about?
The
Elaine?
Indian guy?
Indian guy, yeah.
Vivek.
Like,
Yeah, as Anatar.
Yeah.
Or
Like-
wait, no, as his no, not Anatar, but that
well,
first stage.
That's a way, like they didn't really get too descriptive in the reports. There could be some where it's going to be like first age. There were some people that said he was referred to as Anatar, which I don't even know how they're going to do that because they already
could be
did that story.
he's got many forms in the first stage, right? So, but the Anatar one is the more elven, ethereal, beautiful looking one. But you know, it's Amazon who wanted to. Yeah, they wanted for the world. They wanted it to look like the world of today, so they cast a person of color to be the embodiment of evil.
Wow.
Do they even have the rights to the name Anatar?
Yeah, wasn't one of the rumors that they fed
Don't think
along
so.
with the crazy rumors that they had more rights this time?
Yes, that was one of the rumors.
Oh, they went to,
and they're
yeah.
they're
Well, that's not right,
got,
then, right?
yeah. We secretly got the rights to the Silmarillion, but we're not fucking telling anybody. It's like, no, these are the people who just signed J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay to 3 more years. I mean, that's dumber than Galadriel's meeting Sauron in the middle of the ocean.
It is, but I'm so happy they did, Gary.
What I see though, when I look at that, that's also not a, hey, we're signing you on for 3 more years of Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
That's, hey, you're signed on for 3 more years working with Amazon. That could mean fucking nothing.
That could mean a lot. And Ryan, it also means 1 more season. 3 years is 1 more season. They were supposed to do 5. So I think it's pretty telling. This thing can't go 5. But you know what?
There's no way.
It was always supposed to go 3 or the 4th and 5th season will just be a couple of episodes that they took off the 3rd season. Whatever. Star Trek Discovery got 5 seasons. Okay, so like crazier shit has happened, but this thing's pretty fucking expensive. I wonder what the budget is for this season, and I really wonder why we haven't seen shit when it's been done forever. And HBO, like House of the Dragon's going to come out next quarter, so it's not even August, which was originally rumored. It's June at the latest. And
June. They're going to go up against the Acolyte. It's gonna be House of the Dragon versus the Acolyte. I wonder who's gonna win ratings wise. But one of the things I think that probably they really fucked up with was, remember how they said a lot of the costs are gonna be front loaded in season 1 because we're building all these sets, we're doing all this stuff. Well, then guess what? They completely moved. They moved where they were filming. They didn't use all those same sets. They moved to some other location, had to build everything up. Fucking lightning strike, fire, horses dying, whatever the hell happened in season 2.
Horses.
As part of that article that you just pulled up, they also revealed that it's going to be filmed at a different location for season 3, which means you got to fucking rebuild everything else all over again.
It's not New Zealand this time. Or they didn't film in New Zealand for season 2, right?
Yeah, they moved to the UK. And they built this giant fucking studio, and they're moving from that giant studio.
Again?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
for
insane.
tax breaks.
It's hidden. Yeah, it's hidden in that article. I think that Hollywood Reporter one.
It's a fucking disaster, and it's glorious. And like Amazon will. I agree with you, Ryan. I don't think season 3 is guaranteed. They can talk about it all fucking day long, but I don't think it's guaranteed because Amazon has pulled the plug on shit that's quite frankly better. They pulled the plug on the Tick. Tick was great.
Oh yeah, it was a
it's
great
like,
show.
what the fuck are you like that announcer? They begin work on season 3. By the way, they haven't done anything.
They haven't
That's
done
really what
anything.
that was.
Yeah.
And like the idea that they don't have any storyboards or anything yet for season 3 is wild, considering they finished filming in the middle of 2023. Like, how could these showrunners not have things mapped out at least to that level for season 3 already?
Because they're
I really do. It's just one of those things, like we said, hey, announce this to make people feel better about the fact that you don't have something out yet. And I don't think season 2 is guaranteed to come out in 2024.
I don't think so
I really
either.
don't.
I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I don't think we're going to get it. I'll state it right now. I want to get it, but I think it's better news for the world that we don't get it.
Can it for tax rebates, you know?
Oh, well, look
get those cuts.
We're going to see unbelievable diminishing returns on season 2.
Oh yeah,
unbelievable. And
I hope it comes out.
Yeah, it's not just going to be diminishing returns from the first episode. It's also going to be through the series. It's going to lose a catastrophic number of viewers through the series as well. So season 3 is not going to be in any capacity financially viable for Amazon.
So, Shad, what were the diminishing returns with Wheel of Time?
Holy crap. So many people checked out of season 2. There was barely any interest in it at all. It was dead on arrival. And yeah, I think we're going to see similar things with
very similar things.
I just about to pop back in. He says it's dead on arrival. Nobody's interested. Is he talking about AI again?
No.
I'm just fucking with you.
There you go.
Hey, my master plan. I've been wanting people to be like, whenever we do the FNT things, Gary is always Superman. That was my plan all along, baby.
I don't make the rules, man. Pants on the outside. Pants on the outside.
In
So,
the
yeah.
emu way.
So, I mean, for, I wish Rings of Power Season 2 would come out next week so I could just crush Dan Vasc and get this over with. But, you know.
I mean, listen, it's not like, it's kind of not even competition at this point. He's done. He's done.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
I'm totally putting you in a very uncomfortable spot, and that's what I'm trying to do. Where's Dan at? Where's Dan at on subs?
I'm a San Diego.
Keep fighting, Dan.
I'm a San Diego Charger fan. I've seen a lot of guaranteed leads get blown in the last 2 minutes. So no, it's just not how life works. So yeah, I'm not gonna get cocky, but yeah, he even messaged me today. He did. He's like, "You're so gonna win." I'm like, "Dude, no. Let's calm down. Let's calm down."
Where's he at right now? You're 11,000 away. So where's he at?
10,500. Who's counting?
Wait.
All right.
Wait.
Just
Dan? Dan? No. I'm saying,
no.
but how many's Dan away?
I don't know.
Vasc.
Come on, there's got to be 500 people watching the stream that's not subscribed to the channel. Here, let's go ahead and subscribe to Dan. I mean to Gary.
Whoa! Kick Jeremy! Kick Jeremy!
He says this is the things I get for wearing your fucking.
Why are we showing this channel it?
Wow.
I'm just giving an update.
Hey, why are we showing this channel? At 2, Garrett. What the fuck? You could have just said the number.
Keep fighting, Dan. Keep fighting. You can do it, okay? Put on another song.
Everybody wants to feel sorry for the better-looking guy who has to run for his life from packs of starving children in his godforsaken country when he's done burning a rainforest. But, you know...
Gary, you side with emus and you attack me for Superman not wearing trunks and everything. I've never told
that was
anyone
rightful.
to
That was
subscribe
rightful.
to Dan Vasc, right?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, come on, man. Show some loyalty. I haven't told anyone to
You're
subscribe.
still here, aren't you?
No, I haven't picked a
What do you want? Jesus Christ.
I like how Dan and Dan's bio, when you had that up, like he didn't capitalize YouTube. Like he's like singer, composer, YouTuber, and like the Y's like lowercase, and it looks weird to me.
Oh, you're gonna show it again. Jesus Christ, Garrett.
Yeah, it's cooler.
Come
with
on, Dan.
lowercase.
Get it together, man. Put
At least
another song out.
At least you don't have notifications on, which is saying something. So.
Yeah.
Just
is.
remember, Garrett. If,
Why do you need
Dan
notifications when
wins,
you only
you're
release
screwed
one
too.
every
Hey,
2 years?
I see somebody in the chat says I just subscribed to Dan Vasc now. Thanks, Jeremy.
Oh.
It's making it interesting.
I mean, you know, they have to make it up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We should ask.
that-
Have we asked Chris Gore and Nerd Cookies who has their vote?
Yeah.
So we do that whole like we've totally ripped off Dexerto because Dexerto puts like all the shill streamers every week. So I'm like, fuck it, we're doing some toxic streamers on ours. So Krista and Nerd Wars, like they put together different streamers, and Az is fucking pissed because he wasn't featured this week. So just be on the lookout for next Friday, okay? And it's gonna be Az-tacular, okay? That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Az was crying, but
Dude,
I thought it was funny.
That's how side scrollers in the comments are like, "We got bumped this week," and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is exactly what I want. I want everybody like screaming for like, why aren't we on here this week?"
I want to follow up with Christy's question. Who are you voting for, Chris Gore, me or Dan Vasc?
Well, no, that's an easy one. I'm Team Gary all the way because Well, because I can understand what Gary says when he talks. So that's
just racism.
What about you, Elaine?
Gary all the way. I love you, Vasc. I love your songs. Pineapple on pizza. We gotta stick together.
Oh, that's right. That's what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Gross.
I mean, Gary is rocking the 199 hat, so I got to support him. So I'm Team Gary. I'm Team Gary.
There
I'm
you
Team
go.
Gary. So,
These are good hats.
I hate everyone involved in the entire discussion, right? Like 199,
Thanks,
pineapple
Ryan.
on pizza, Dan Vasc.
It's on
literally
brand.
could apply to any conversation, Ryan. You hate everyone
On
involved.
brand.
I like Dune Part 2.
So we got this cartoon here. Chris, you want to give us a little setup on this? Because this is cool as hell, by the way.
So apparently there are a lot of fans in the animation community. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there are a lot of freelance animators that work at home, whatever. They listen to our shows. It's crazy. So a director named Dominic Polsino, who has worked on everything from Family Guy, King of the Hill, Rick and Morty. He's got a pretty incredible resume. Just out of the blue, he kind of just posted this on his YouTube channel, which he kind of does on the side for fun. And it's a cartoon of a bunch of us all in this sort of rough style. I mean, it's very limited animation, but he listens to us while he works. And he told me, I corresponded with him. He says, "Oh, I've got a couple more coming out in the series."
Oh, wow.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nice.
I hope so.
Wow.
People don't mind. Who knows? A Shad may talk. Quarter Black Garrett may talk. So I think there's going to be more coming up. But for something that he just sort of whipped out for fun, I think it turned out pretty well.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Exactly.
Let's see it.
Okay, I loved the old Star Trek animated show. As a kid, it was so close to like when the original Star Trek came out that they used the same writers. So the scripts are really good.
Stop. Paramount, stop trying to make new Trek happen. No one will remember it in 5 minutes, much less 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, or 50 years. That's why we still go back to Kirk and Spock. We still go back to Picard. We're still talking about Deep Space Nine. No one will be talking about a single moment of Kurtzman Trek outside of Picard season 3. Stop.
When you take a family brand where mum, dad, go and see a film, and you're pushing this ideology which is not meant for children, and we get this stupid standoff between corporations.
I love Chad just standing there.
We want to win.
This is so accurate.
This
is so accurate.
Free expression and exchange of ideas, so we can lock the fuck out of them whenever we want.
I'm here to talk to you about voting. Did you know that ballots can be naked?
I'm like naked. They're sitting there literally just telling you how stupid these people think you are, right?
And if you don't do exactly what I tell you, your ballot could get thrown out.
Those who preach the loudest have the most to hide.
What other
Crazy.
environment can a business say like, oh, the customers don't want what I'm selling? It's the customers clearly that are wrong. Then they need to change.
Anyway, go away now.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Very nice.
That is fantastic. I love
They're
seeing stuff
so
like that,
good.
man. Love seeing that's amazing.
Look how long that took.
Yeah, we appreciate when
That's
you guys,
awesome.
when people
That
do
is so
stuff
cool.
like that, man.
It's
That's
surreal. It's
It's
surreal hearing from people in the industry because when we first started on this little journey, we just thought everybody would fucking hate us, and that's fine. But then you're hearing that it's nice to hear that we want things to change too. We really fucking hate what's going on, and and hopefully it's not too late. Listen, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I want Hollywood to change. I do. I want culture to change. I want there to be balance again. But fuck Disney. Disney could fucking burn. I think that can't happen without Disney burning. Which it might be,
You should read the description on the video. So he just started this channel just for fun on the side, right? But there's a lot of out of work, incredibly talented animators out there. I think you're going to see everything we've been talking about. I see that happening. And if you read the description on it, he said, these guys are more entertaining than the output of Hollywood now. is basically what he put as the description for this video.
Wow.
Just threw it
High
out
praise.
there.
High
Good
praise.
compliment.
And it had like very few views when this friend of mine told me about it. He goes, who also works in animation. He goes, you know, this guy has just made a video that you're in. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so, and then it just blew up. Obviously, you guys talked about it on Real BBC, which was cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, when you messaged me,
cool,
we had used it for the main event intro like 5 minutes before you messaged me, and you're like, "Hey, you should play this on daily." We'd already played it on main event.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome, man.
I just want to point out Ryan's lighting looks like we need to put like old school 3D glasses on. It's like a 3D movie without the glasses on.
When I stood up, it's better. But
From my perspective, the Jedi are evil.
I like how in that animation Ryan looks absolutely fucking miserable when he's talking.
Perfect.
It's the most accurate. You know.
Captured the
animation
character.
style is awesome.
Yeah.
It really captured all our characters.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Do more of this. I want to see more.
I loved it.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's really
100%.
cool.
Give me a weapon, I'm happy, and I'll just sit there.
Give me a weapon and a Dune box popcorn.
Speaking of Disney, you put the link in there. Speaking of Disney, I'm forgetting now. So Bob Iger supposedly dumped 80% of his stock in Disney over the last year. Some internet sleuth figured this out. You did a video on it, Ryan.
I did, yeah.
You also did a video on like he got caught lying about something too. What did he get caught lying about? I can't remember now.
Well, that was about specifically the whole Epic partnership with Fortnite.
Okay,
When they announced this big thing right before the quarterly earnings report to tell everybody, hey guys, you know, we really think gaming's about to take off, so we're getting into the gaming space. Right. But then a week later, when asked about the deal and, you know, when can we expect all these Disney exclusive things, he's like, you know, we don't really have a timeline. You know, it's going to be a while. These things don't happen fast. Not several years, but maybe years. I think that was Bob Iger's response. Like, clearly that is not happening anytime soon.
No.
That was the kind of fucking busted line one. This one is interesting because
this is huge.
Yeah, like again, there could be a lot of reasons why someone sells stock, right?
Yes.
Maybe you need to liquidate some shit because you're gonna make a couple of big purchases. Maybe tax season's coming up. Maybe you get paid in stock and you liquidate so you can pay your tax. Like, there's a lot of reasons, but it's never a good look when you are the head of this company that has been struggling. You've been trying to convince everybody to hang on to their Disney stock and invest in this company right before you're going through this big versus matchup with Nelson Peltz, these people that want to make changes at Disney, and you are not hanging on to your stock.
And neither are the other board members. Nelson Peltz pointed that out in like one of his first letters, that they don't have a lot of stock, which means they have zero stake in this. Now, I'm of the belief that, Bob Iger's a fucking phony. He's always been a phony. He's always just bought shit. He hasn't innovated jack fucking shit. They just fired the head of live action, the guy who pretty much oversaw all the live action remakes of the animated. Like, it's just another head to roll, by the way. Or just another scalp for these fuckers.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to change, but I am of the belief that, like, even if Nelson Peltz, like, I want him to get on the board just to create chaos, but I don't think he's changing jack shit. I mean, it's just a board seat, dude. I think Disney needs to be, we've said it before, it needs to be gutted. Like, completely
Needs to be
gutted.
twitted. Needs to be twitted.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
I don't know, Ryan, do you think Nelson Peltz will make a difference?
I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, and I also don't know how much chance he actually has of getting on the board. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens when it comes to that, but overall, would it make a difference to have one or two people, you know, Nelson Peltz and Jay Rusula? Would it make a difference to have them on the board? I think it would a little bit. I think it would slow down some of the things that Bob Iger wants to do, because he would not just be surrounded by yes men on the board. There would be people that are actually arguing. There would be people that would be willing to make things public potentially and like actually get in there and make a change. But I just don't see the chances of them getting there to be very much. And again, they would only be two members on, a 10, 12, 14 person board.
Yeah, I think the more damaging thing for Disney in the big scheme of things could be what happens with the Gina Carano case.
Yes.
That could be more damaging for Disney.
It's more fun to cover.
And the other lawsuits as well.
That will be a lot more fun to cover for sure. But I mean, and the far out question of is Elon Musk just trolling or is he actually going to get involved with Disney? I don't think he'll get involved with Disney, but it's at least out there. People are curious,
He would have got involved already, I think, before we got basically a month left before this annual meeting. So and the shareholders' votes have already gone out to people. People are filling out their shit.
Wow.
I think the time's kind of done for that.
But as far as
I think Elon just wanted to make Bob Iger's life hard. That's what I think.
I want to make headlines. Just wanted to say
I like that
something.
about him. He just wants to mess with him just because you're like, hey, you came after me, I'll hit back. But this really does reek like the rats abandoning ships with him selling the stock. They don't even have confidence in it.
Well, I guess a bunch of stock has been sold by CEOs and people high up in companies over the last year. So, I mean, chances are they know something we don't. Let's not forget Bob Iger quietly, or not so quietly, just out of nowhere retired right before COVID. That was what a coincidence.
And he sold off a lot of his stock then as well. Yeah, like in between that time frame.
I'm sure it's a coincidence.
Total
coincidence.
Absolutely. Like with the Gina lawsuit, she was on the PBD podcast, and we were in the chat. We were on lots of 199s in the chat. Lots of 199s in the chat in the fellowship. That was fucking great. Yep. And we got a couple Dan Vasc's gay too.
Nice.
Always
awesome.
catching strays. I love it. He deserves it. He's a piece
But
of
I mean, it was just we knew pretty much all the info. The only thing that was new that I thought was funny was just Gina Carano confirmed that Kathleen Kennedy's a cold bitch, which I fucking loved. But it was like watching your normie relatives try to get their heads around culture, and it was fucking hilarious, dude.
My favorite question was, so tell me, Gina, does Kathleen Kennedy, who has more power at Disney? Is it Kathleen Kennedy or Bob Iger? Like, what are you fucking? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, those are like the people. Like the South Park thing where it's like Kathleen Kennedy's under my bed. That has actually had some impact where people think that Kathleen Kennedy actually does.
She's gonna get you.
Power.
Kathleen Kennedy's gonna get you.
Gonna get you.
Well, that Gary got a shout out during that podcast too. So.
I got a stray. Yes. Yeah, Gina was like, Gina was setting up like, hey, there's all these passionate fans out there, and their rooms are just surrounded by, she said Star Wars toys, by toys. And Patrick Bet David goes, yeah, that's weird.
It's not weird.
Yeah, it is. I don't care.
They're your toys.
No shame to my game, man.
No, sir.
I just got another one in the mail today. Got a Rogue, a 1/6 scale Rogue that's got a proper ass.
Seriously. I find it so funny when guys like that say, yeah, that's weird, when they think it's perfectly, normal to have sports memorabilia or something across the walls. They're like, no,
exactly.
It's nerd shit in a different direction.
Some of us have both of those things, right?
And that's fine.
Exactly. We got
or guns on the walls,
nice
or
walls,
whatever
right?
you're into.
Or swords.
Oh, right.
Or swords.
I have a bunch of balls to give to Ryan. That's going to sound bad, but
wow. I'm willing to take all your balls.
Thanks, Ryan.
Wow.
No, they're not out. My dad has had a bunch of autographed baseballs. I was going to give them to Ryan. Give them to Ryan.
Hell yes. More for my collection. Thank you, Gary.
Hey, no problem. It's not like my kids.
Explain this.
Explain this.
Yes. Look. I was young and I needed the money.
Tidy whiteys.
Don't judge me.
I will judge you.
Judging.
You know what?
Absolutely
Often.
100% judging.
Is this
You've
from
been
your
judged.
Is this from your Only Swords?
Hey.
You're supposed to pay for this content. I am a little offended that they're just throwing that out there. I might have to take it down.
I am so sorry for any negativity I've thrown your way, Shad. I fully respect you right now. So you're a man of culture.
That's right. I tell you, to compliment Shad, when we were at the Tower of London and he was basically giving us a tour, other people started listening, like following and listening to him. It was fucking
awesome, man.
rad. It was so cool. Yeah.
Love that time, man.
Oh, that was so much fun. We got to do that again.
So
Gotta go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to go back. Hey, let's get super chats. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Shall we?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, just
what
before
was
we
that?
do that,
As did you just choke on something? What the fuck was that?
Sure.
Your whoa! Which one? Which mom?
The lesbian.
I've got two. They're not lesbians, but I have two moms.
Yeah, no. In my head canon, when you got two mums, that's it. It's never gonna change.
I fucking hate Az's camera angle.
I love it.
It's got
Wow. It's just like yours.
Don't change
The
it
truth
as.
comes out.
It's almost exactly.
don't
No,
fucking-
Thank
no.
God, it's so much better.
Boo. Go back.
We can see all your
It's
happy
got a blank
tissues.
space on the side there.
As
You
we
gotta
can,
go back.
as we can see all
Honestly,
your happy
no.
tissues and sad tissues now. You might want to turn that camera.
I like the new. I like the new.
I like
angle
the
he
new one.
had. Yeah,
I
I
did
like
too.
it
Put it
a
back.
little bit more.
Put it back.
No,
Put it
I
back.
just hate Az the way he is.
Oh, come on. Ryan, you're trying to give someone advice on what the camera looks like. You
That's
freaking have a bib.
This,
Like,
I didn't mean to look
Perfect,
like a
don't change it.
quartering video.
What's going on, guys?
Az is just ahead now.
I was gonna say
Hey,
strike.
he's losing weight too.
Hey, and by
Yeah,
the way,
yeah.
guys. By the way, there's a little red button. Okay, and if
Yeah,
you
boy.
click,
Yeah, the fucking is.
if you click the red button, you
Yeah.
subscribe to the YouTubes. Okay, it's just like quartering always tells his audience. A lot he tells us like there's a little red button, and he talks so slowly.
I hope I've
like-
earned your subscription. Today, and there was this interesting thing.
Don't talk about our boss like that.
Music quartering. I saw a thumbnail from him that was so not a quartering thumbnail. It was just like a picture of something in his head in his hands or something. And I was like, what the fuck? And then 2 minutes later, I see a tweet from him that says, if you couldn't tell, my thumbnail guy has the day off. So funny.
I think you should be like new angle who dis. I think you have to.
Yes, keep
like
it.
Yeah.
Keep it. It's a great angle.
Put up a
I
poll,
hate
X-ray girl.
change.
X-ray
Ryan-
girl.
yeah, Ryan
Put up a
Leahy
poll.
does exactly
It's
what
got
I'm
your
doing.
name
Ryan
right
just
above
made-
your,
Hey, hang
your
on, hang on.
head.
Right,
You're framed in by the toys. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It looks like, why are you taking advice from Brian? His backdrop usually looks like ass.
Well, half of Ryan's backdrop's on fire by the looks of it.
I know.
It looks fantastic. You're not even on camera, you fucking. When you are, you got Australian internet, and no one can fucking see anything. What are you talking about?
And it still looks better than what you had got half the time.
Fucking 1 megabyte per second download, bitch. I hope the emails destroy your house.
So much love. You can just feel it.
Man, you can feel it.
His armor shirt.
What a wonderful echo chamber we have here.
I know, right?
You feel.
As I hate your fucking new background, Ryan Kinnell.
Yeah, but what I didn't say, like, by the absence of me saying that I love it, you should just know that I preferred the old one. Not just so that I love it, but I preferred it.
Yeah, but
Right.
like it's just so unnecessary. Like he's just
Why'd
like
you say
talking.
unnecessary? Like,
Put the emphasis
like,
on the
you
wrong
really-
syllable.
Like, he's sitting there talking, and you're like,
unnecessary.
man, I fucking
Mixing
hate
it up.
Az's background, man. I fucking hate it. And you're like,
I am the only one of all you motherfuckers who will actually be honest and tell him the truth, right? You're gonna fucking coddle him and be like, "What a great
Doesn't look
change, Az."
bad.
It's a
Blah,
brilliant
blah, blah.
change, Az. All right, and that's
Wow.
coming from the heart.
Do whatever feels right to you.
X-Ray
I
girl,
love how
can we
Ryan
go to the
thinks he's
poll?
the only
Can
one
we
who
go to the
has
poll on this,
honest
please? Can
opinion.
we go to the poll on
it's
this?
kind of female to be that upset about this dude's background.
I just, Ryan,
You know
I
what I
just
mean?
want to know what the fuck I did to Ryan. What did I do to you?
I'm saying that I liked you before, you motherfucker. Literally, what you did?
Do you know
was
who
you
says
changed
that?
it.
A fucking girlfriend when you marry her. I fucking liked you before.
I'm saying that I liked your background, and then you went and fucking did that. All right? What do you fucking want from me?
So
I'm
subtle.
telling
He just
you.
like fucking does
Oh,
blood
yeah.
over his walls or
It's the
something.
smallest thing,
What do you
Ryan.
want
This
from
is the
me?
greatest conversation I've ever had in my life.
I know.
We are retarded.
So
We really
small.
are.
Why are you listening
Barely
to us, chat?
noticeable.
Why are you watching? For fuck's sake.
This is like Doom Part 2 drama. You changed, Az. You changed.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
He's gonna ride off on his
Ladies,
sandworm
you're
in his
harking on
popcorn
me.
bucket.
What are you
Yeah.
doing, X-Ray girl?
Az
We need a
does
poll
kinda
in the
look like a
chat.
Harkonnen.
Yeah, where's the poll?
Come on.
You cheated.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Wake
Yeah.
up, X-ray girl.
I think they already did one in the corner.
Yeah,
winning.
3 minutes. Corner, new angle.
Okay.
68%.
Good. All right.
Okay.
A
Hey,
bunch
I
of
don't know.
progressives that want change in chat.
I'm not watching the screen. Corner new angle straight. Oh, straight.
Straight
Why
on.
gotta be straight?
X-ray girl catching hell too, and she actually did her job. We're still yelling at her.
I got you, X-Ray. I saw it.
she said there is a poll. Damn it.
We gotta.
I can yell at everyone and still read the private chat, unlike all you.
People.
Hey, we got one for Nerd Cookies here from the Iron. Iron.
Give it real.
That's a bad start.
Real X-ray girl.
She got
tribute.
Don't do drugs, kids. Okay, they're bad. They have long-lasting effects. The Iron Omega for $20. Hale says, "Hail all! Nerd Cookies has done some great Warhammer 40K content. Is there any chance we will be seeing more from you about the grim, dark, far future, especially with Henry Cavill's project on the horizon?"
Oh, well, I love making those Warhammer 40K. I did a few lore videos on some of the different factions. Really fun. I did a really cool one that was comparing God Emperor and the Emperor of Man. That was a lot of fun. They don't get a lot of views. YouTube doesn't really like it. There's a lot of Warhammer content out there, so I don't know. So I'm not like the most, motivated to prioritize that. So I kind of have to, I don't know, but I am covering the Warhammer series. So I have the news videos on there as well. So I'm tracking that. So, and when, yes, ideally, yes, I still have the inclination to do lore videos because that's a lot of fun. So we'll see. But yeah, I am covering the Warhammer series. We'll see. That seems very interesting. So it's a cinematic universe is how Henry Cavill worded it. So I never heard that before. I thought it was just going to be a TV series.
I thought it was going to be a TV
series.
series.
He said cinematic universe is what his exact wording was. And he's going to be, his last statement on it was that he's so excited because he's behind the camera this time, not just in front of the camera, that he has that executive creative voice. And he's
Hopefully
so
it's good.
excited to do that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what, because he's a fan and I love what he says about, he's a fan of all these things and he loves Warhammer and every universe that he's been a part of. He's so passionate about it and he does his research. So it's just a fan's dream to have someone like Henry Cavill involved. And I'm just so happy for him that he has this creative voice, creative control somewhat. So yeah, I'll be covering it.
I certainly trust him a lot more than any of the other main creatives in Hollywood or anything like that. Just like
he's proven that he's a fan.
Exactly. His experience on The Witcher, just that he was the one that ad-libbed the death of the horse scene, and that was like the favorite scene of the series. I trust him way more.
Well, he rewrote.
Who did he play? The horse?
Oh, didn't he? Oh, sorry, he rewrote. Okay.
Yeah. No,
he's like, it's some stupid horse. Why would he even care?
Yeah, and then he said this is not right. It's just like, oh, it's just a horse. You write it. You write it.
Lauren History
fucking
Smith
moron.
is a fucking idiot. She's an absolute idiot. Worst showrunner. And I can't wait for Witcher season 4. Nobody it will be a fart in the wind. It'll be a fart in the
Gary. Speaking of giving great, properties with huge fan bases that people love to complete hacks, did you hear who the showrunner to the God of War series is going to be?
I did hear.
No.
The Wheel of Time showrunner.
Wheel of Time showrunner, Rafe Judkins. He is going to Rafe God of War without its consent, and it's going to be
that and Fallout are going to be shit.
He's doing 2 shows? He's showrunning 2 shows at the same time?
2 bad ones.
2 bad ones.
That's
takes crazy.
That is crazy. Amazon, Jennifer Salk is fucking. She's the alternate to Kathleen Kennedy. She's a fucking retard. She's terrible. And the stuff that she has her hands involved in all the Prestige series. She'll probably get involved with Reacher now because it's their biggest thing. They're still running with this crap that Rings of Power was the biggest thing that they ever showed, even though they keep saying that about every series that's a hit. So I don't know what the truth is. I do know that they lost.
It was by the boys, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they keep saying that in those articles. It was the most successful series.
Yeah.
Or that it was on the Nelson streaming list for like 4 weeks.
They said,
What are they
going
to say? It's the next shit series that we're doing.
like it was beaten by The Boys overall, and Reacher was bigger than both of those.
Yeah.
So they're lying, obviously, and I hope she doesn't get her mitts on Reacher or Terminal List. But you know, she doesn't make creative decisions either. She's just a facilitator like Kathleen Kennedy, and it's who she hires. And
wasn't there numbers
She's
that
bad
came
at
out that only 37% of domestic audiences finished season one and 40-something% international? How is that a success?
Any normal show would have been canceled.
Yes.
Usually the threshold for them is about 50%. You know, if they have a less than 50% rate of finishing a series like that, then usually any normal show would have got fucking canceled. But obviously they got a lot of money wrapped into this shit.
And in a normal world, the failure of the Wheel of Time, especially season 2, with how absolute dog crap numbers it got, the showrunner would have been fired. But instead, they fail upwards, and now he's going to be working on God of War.
Now Amazon has Warhammer, so I don't.
But the
I don't
thing
know,
is,
man.
I think just a lot of it depends on the people that are specifically in charge of these things, right? When you look at Reacher, the authors involved, it looks like they got a lot of people who care a lot about it involved with it. Terminal List, the author is involved, and a lot of people who seem to really care about doing right and justice to those characters are involved. So
And Henry Cavill, so I hang my hat on that.
One Piece had the creator involved. There seems to be a pattern here, Ryan.
an Avatar, The Last Airbender, that just came out last week that nobody's fucking talking about anymore. The creators fucked off. Kind of weird.
You know, the binge model.
The binge model, baby.
It's more like
we ain't got time for that.
binge model.
We ain't got time for that.
We ain't got time for
We
that.
got time for it. It's a great it's a great example.
It's called the shitty fucking show model. Okay, that's
Sure.
what it's called.
Sure, but it can help. It can hurt your good show too in the long run because you can make more money.
Show. That's all. It's fucking.
No, you're right. You're right.
Bad
I've
show.
never argued that. I've never
Hey,
argued
speaking
that.
of
It just hurts
shitty
good
shows,
shows.
Xmen, it's not made for you.
Hey,
I almost forgot about
Thank
Rachel.
you, Mary Sue.
Hey,
I thought she got burned so bad she was just ash at this point.
well,
but,
unfortunately, I will make a trip to my storage to take pictures, but I will ask all of you out there, wonderful people, to ask Rachel to show us her long boxes. Show us your long boxes. Come on.
She might take
Show
that a
us
different
that
way.
long box.
Show us that long box you got there.
Not
Rachel.
until the third date.
Yay! She's got standards.
So apparently
No, she
only
hasn't.
progressive woke SJWs, even before they literally existed, like the X-Men, and not Republicans. I got news. I got news for you, Rachel. Half the audience are Republicans for X-Men and have been.
I hate
Always
this fucking argument. They apply the same thing to Star Trek as well. It's dumb.
It's not an argument. It's a desperate attempt for hate clicks. That's
Yes.
all it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all. They've admitted
Okay.
it. You know, all of these publications have admitted it. It's the only way that they can get any traffic of any variety is to say something inflammatory to get people to click, to go, oi, fuck you with you. But they're all going out of business, so fuck them.
Yeah, start packing your bags. You're next.
The thing is, though, I love this. This is beautiful. Mask off. I've already filmed a video on this that'll be coming out on Night's Watch because there was for so long they'll be saying, "Oh, these things should be for everyone. It should be inclusive," and then mask off. No. You didn't want to make this for everyone. You wanted to co-opt it and make it your own and to kick out the old fans. This was never about equality or inclusion. It was all about revenge and supremacy and power. And this is
mine
exactly
now.
showing
You can't play with it.
Yep.
They're literally not for you. Okay.
This headline sounds like it was written by a Rachel.
Yes. A Rachel that looks like
Rachel who used to be way hotter than she is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, who still has like a 12-year-old profile picture up.
Yeah. If I looked like she does now, I'd also have an old.
She looks like
profile
Baron
picture up.
Harkonnen now, so calling out fucking neckbeards, whatever. How are all these neckbeards and Republicans fans of the X-Men? They're literally not for you. Bitch.
I think you mean Karen Harkonnen.
Yes, Karen.
Karen Harkonnen. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been about steers and okay, let's move on.
Yeah. Sometimes the men with patchy beards overflowing into their necks. By the way, she has fat rolls overflowing out of her fucking clothing. Okay.
How fat does she look these days?
She's
She looks
round.
Fat. She looks very fat.
Yeah.
She
She
looked like she ain't got any dick recently. That's how she looks.
Well, she sounds like it too. Be honest with you. The ones who champion comic skate. It's like, comic skate. Are we still talking about comic skate?
Jeez, they will not let it go.
Hey, bring up Gamergate while you're at it, okay?
I know.
Hey, Dan Vasc. Dan Vasc, there's a thing called Gamergate? Just one point.
Listen. After the latest news of layoffs and woke games, Dan called it. He said, like, the culture war is coming for the gaming industry.
None of us saw it coming, but it's here.
Yeah,
Garfield did it.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Dan. Good job on that. And maybe that's why you're like 30 fucking thousand subscribers behind Gary, you fucking moron.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
I want to highlight this.
Truth hurts. Say the most baffling things and least self-aware things. Wow.
Hello, Mary Sue.
They're right.
Whoa.
I think it applies to the Mary Sue and all the writers.
That should be the Mary Sue underline. Like, Mary Sue, say the most baffling and least self-aware things.
Yeah.
How they don't want the X-Men to be woke in X-Men 97. Yes, those X-Men, guess they are just paid attention. If they just paid attention to the story. Wow.
Wait, what? Did you invent words there?
Words.
Guess they just never paid attention to the story.
Just never, something like that. Yeah. You saw
There
it.
is a hard time right there in that second paragraph. It was
Especially
not inspired by the civil rights movement. That's bullshit.
He said it was the furthest thing from his mind when he was creating it.
Yeah. Well, let's let her.
Let her cook.
Let her cook.
Let her cook here. Recommended
cook so
videos.
she can eat it all.
Let her DoorDash.
Yeah. Let us.
I like Dunkin' Donuts for the protein.
That was good, Garrett. That was good.
Oh my God.
Let us look at what comics legend Chris Claremont said about the X-Men in 1982. Yes, when he decided to change the plot, when he introduced this with God Loves Man Kills, by the way, which is great. The X-Men are hated, feared, and despised collectively by humanity for no other reason than they are mutants. So what we have here, Intended or Not, by the way, is a book that is about racism, bigotry, and prejudice. Yes, back in 1982. Yes.
Yeah. We can also put bigotry, prejudice, and racism towards the fucking far left.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So, but we are dealing with a fucking retard here who just wants hate clicks. So,
that makes sense. And Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were inspired by the civil rights movement to create the superheroes. No, they were not.
No. Internet myth.
What was
has
their
lied.
inspiration? Was it just regular people?
They didn't want the inspiration was they didn't want to do origins for every superhero.
Yeah, Stan Lee was like getting sick of using gamma rays and radioactive spiders and coming up with these like things to explain the powers. So it's like, we'll just make them mutants. That's where they get their powers.
Yeah.
They're just born that way.
Where'd I hear that? Where'd I hear that? At a con where Stan Lee said it. That's why I fucking heard it.
Like literally, I'm quoting
interviews. This is not new.
Yeah, it was a documentary. Stan Lee literally was like, "Oh," and I said, "We'll just make him mutants." I get that was out of his own mouth.
I couldn't have had everybody bitten by a radioactive spider or zapped with gamma rays, he says right here. And it occurred to me that if I just said that they were mutants, it would make it easy. Then Stan Lee changed the narrative from Chris Claremont, and it certainly became that, right? But that's not how it started. It's not how it started. By the way, a canceled book, well, essentially a canceled book. It went into reprints. Because it wasn't selling that well, and it got rejuvenated with Giant Size X-Men #1, and then they stopped the reprints with issue 94, which went into the Phoenix Saga and some of the best comic books ever written. But it was always a comic book for everyone. The true meaning of the word everyone. It's the one comic book, by the way, best-selling comic book over fucking decades until Marvel screwed it up. And yes, it appealed to men, women, gay men, gay women, regular working guys, anybody. It's anybody who felt like an outsider. Every fucking nerd, basically. That's why it was the best-selling comic book.
Yeah, I would say, like QBG said, I'd say everyone. Everyone feels like an outsider every now and again. Every once in a while, sometimes longer, But that's the beauty about stuff like this. It's open for interpretation, and it's open for you to take what you want specifically for yourself from it. It's not made for anyone in particular, but it's certainly made for everyone in particular.
And so this quote that... Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Well, this quote that we just scrolling past, is this Stan Lee talking about, connecting the civil rights movement? Because it sounds like it's after the fact and
It was actually,
retrospectively.
It changed when he's like, "Hey, that's a really good idea. I think that's what we meant subliminally." That. But he never. It's revisionist history that they like to run with, especially fucking idiot fake geek girls who probably never fucking bought a Chris Claremont Cockrum or Byrne comic off the shelf because they weren't fucking born yet, and their whole knowledge is from the cartoon, which. Nothing wrong with that, or Wikipedia. Has she seen the cartoon all the way through?
Yeah,
well, this expert nerd just I remember her talking about just finishing Buffy. This fucking feminist fucking expert nerd just finished Buffy. Okay. And probably misunderstands that completely too. Why is all this important? Because those Republican alt-right voices, remember, these are the people who talk about othering. Let's keep that in mind. So all Republicans are alt-right. All Republicans are Nazi. But that's not othering when it comes from them. Trying to take over the comic book universe, trying to take over it. They supported it. Again, longer than you've been alive. They helped keep it. And the reason it is failing right now is because you have driven all of them, centrists, normal, left-wing people, have all been driven away by really buying into the X-Men is just a gay allegory. And now the sales are in the low 10,000s, 20, 30,000.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they want to do, because they do, as she quite clearly states, they do want to push people out because they think it's ours now.
Right.
This is our stuff. We've claimed it. We've come into these spaces. We've told you what's wrong with your things. We've made it better, and it's time for you to go. And great. Do you know what that leaves? No audience.
Here we go with
not just that it's our space now. They're retroactively going back into history and saying it was their space the whole time.
From the very beginning.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Not true.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Rachel goes into a comic shop and picks up her weeklies every
she
week.
Can't pick up her fucking shoelaces.
No, she's too busy getting DoorDash, like you said. She brings up the definition of woke, which certainly it is. It's just a word that, Jeremy said this in the early days. We love to use their language against them. Yes. And yes, we have co-opted it because we have changed the definition to what it actually is, which is Marxism. It's Marxism. It's racism. It's about keeping people on the plantation. It's about keeping people separate. It's about putting people in the little blocks of identity to keep us fighting. That's what woke is.
It's about hating people because they're different.
Yeah. Yep. Might have started out that way, but it certainly turned into something else. And now it's being brought up unironically when people are interviewing Bob Iger. I thought that was a great takeaway. That one of his interviews from late last year, where the guy's all, "What about Disney's woke agenda?" That was crazy to hear. So these clowns never understand things they claim to love. That is
damn. Look into a mirror, woman.
Dude.
Seriously. This applies to you.
Oh, she needs to get another mirror to look in the mirror. She needs
wow.
You need to fucking
double wide
mirror lady.
Wide load.
The wide load. The point is that the origins of the X-Men are connected to injustice and function as a metaphor for any marginalized community. Even though the term
no.
Wrong. Especially since that kind of thinking wasn't around back then in the zeitgeist.
But what I find funny, even according to her definition, right? She is marginalizing a community, which means the X-Men is for those people.
Yep.
She's such a retard. She's completely oblivious to what she's doing.
Yes, Shad, she is a retard. That's
Are you saying she doesn't understand things
they claim to love?
Exactly.
You're media illiterate. That's
retarded does mean mentally deficient, so she fits that perfectly. So yes.
So when men yell into the void angrily, are we yelling into the void angrily, or are you writing?
into the microphone.
We're mocking her.
She's writing into the void at this point, and the only people covering this shit is, well, us. About inclusion and diversity. They are missing the entire fucking point of the X-Men franchise. Okay.
Like, first of all, it's your void. You can yell into it if you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
She could find her void, but she can't because
Find your own.
Oh, maybe she could throw herself in some flour and she'll find her void.
I don't think anyone's going to fill that void.
Was that too mean?
No.
No, not at all.
They accurate. There have been allegories to HIV and AIDS in Marvel Comics history. Yes, there has. Amongst many more connections to complex human rights issues, but they're not so complex lately, not in the last 10 years. They really don't go over authoritarianism, overreach by government. You know, I think these are issues that everyone could get behind. They just tend to stay away from that. What I'm trying to say...
I think, sorry, Uncanny X-Men at the minute is issue 2. I got issue 2 today. I read issue 2, and I was actually pretty impressed with the way that they basically said all media is absolutely corrupted nowadays by corporation. And so that was really good to sort of read in that. But so far, it's been a good read for 2 issues. So.
What I'm trying to say is they're acting like the X-Men are suddenly woke is laughable.
Whatever.
What you're telling me, so what you're saying is that you've never paid attention to the X-Men. No, what you are missing, I'm going to state the obvious here, is, well, you're retarded. And you assume that everyone who doesn't think like you is a fucking Nazi.
Yes.
There's a difference between woke and not feeling as if you fit in.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a difference between feeling alienated and intersectionality. But God, I mean, it's no point even talking to some fucking absolute.
This sounds like a diary entry.
This article
that's Mary Sue.
This article is an NPC update. Like, so this was exactly
text.
Like, I can't tell you how many people online were running with this same kind of narrative as soon as the criticism started with the X-Men 97. This is this is kind of the culmination of the update right here. This whole article is running with the Stan Lee stuff that's not true. You know, mirrors all the stuff we saw on social media, saying it's always been woke, saying it represents all this shit. Like, those, we have heard all of this, and so she's just compiling all the NPC updates and bringing it all together here. None of these are her thoughts.
And all you have to do is just play a clip of Stan Lee saying the shit, and they will go away because there's nothing they can refute at that point.
Well, he changed his mind.
Yeah.
Sure.
They talked about, I can't read much more of this, to be honest with you.
You are destroying brain cells by the
what I have left.
Let's get back to good words, super chats.
Super chats. So
That's
she
right.
talks about Morph being non-binary, and all this shit is injected in that I doubt Chris Claremont would be a fan of.
Listen, this was supposed to be an extension of the cartoon. Morph was in the original cartoon, went by he, him. All of a sudden, he's non-binary. That's
But
strange.
nobody was non-binary. Nobody was questioning or gay or anything. Okay.
I'm not gonna flex, but I own X-Men 1 through 500.
Yeah, that's kind of a flex, actually.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Nerd.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Okay.
This is the woman that said Gary's never fucking seen Doctor Who. The guy with the Gallifreyan tattooed on his fucking arm.
That was her?
That was one of the great like destructions on Twitter. Like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say, he wasn't mean. He just like, show me your Doctor Who collection. That's all you said.
I'm pretty sure there was a retweet that was mean. Like, it was
either
either the reply or the retweet.
No, it was the retweet.
And the retweet was like,
I said, "Shut up, bitch."
Shut up, bitch.
Rachel,
the reply was
To try and question Gary's nerd cred is one of the most stupid things you can possibly do.
She saw the trap and walked right into it.
You can call him an addict. You can call him retarded. You can say you don't know how to do streams. You can call him a boomer. You can use a lot of insults, but you can't say he's not a nerd.
And that's the thing, is one of the criticisms of Gary that they like to use the most is like, he's a grown man surrounded by toys. And you're like, and then on the same flip side, you're going to go, he doesn't know anything anything about this stuff. Like what?
Right?
There's loads of them like that, Jeremy. There's loads of them like that. Both sides of the mouth.
It's called bad faith.
Yeah.
Bad faith arguments.
Exactly.
The perfect response.
They don't care. They don't care about what you're defending, what you're fighting for. They just want it co-op for their own fucking ideology. That's it.
I think the perfect response is right under every fucking Mary Sue tweet or shit that comes out like this. Show off your collections. Just show off your X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? They really are in such a bubble. If they were at all in touch with the real fans, they would be so embarrassed for saying the things they're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they don't care because they only report back to the people who say the same shit as they do.
What? Yeah, they only write for each other. The Access Media only writes for each other, and now like Woke Hollywood, they only make shit for each other now.
Yeah.
And like we are not even thought about until like when things get bad, like now when they start running out of money, going, oh, there's fans and we need to respect them. Oh shit!
No, then they blame us. Then they blame the fans.
The idiots will blame
for not going through it.
But the people who were quiet and quite frankly cowardly and went along with it just not to create waves have understood this. That's the minds. That's what's fueled a lot of this. This extreme portion of it is still a minority. They just fucking rule you all through fear. You're afraid to lose your job. You're afraid to look bad on the internet. I would say just stop giving a fuck. That's what we do. It works for us. It helps a lot. Not Another Dime is gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. It's a lot of dimes. Somebody get a shitload of dimes.
A lot of do-re-mi.
Rachel's the kind of person who thinks Blazing Saddles is problematic. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Rolling the Wretched, 4 parts for $100. As of today, Gary holds a 23,000 lead on Dan Vasc and only needs 11,000 to cross the 1 million sub finish line, sparing the world the worst rendition of Bon Jovi song since Bon Jovi has toured. This is true. This is actually good because my singing is terrible. Outside the gayest collapse ever, we will be celebrating in Vegas. It could still happen. You know, you just never know. It was so nice that Disparu was on last week, once again bringing some proper British representation and lesbianism to FNQ instead of trans Brit you usually have on the show. Hi, Az. See you Sunday. I will bring I'll bring the crumpets.
Bring the super chat. Bring the super chat.
Going to say hi to Ian, DM Jeremy this week. And he has promised to deliver Gay Ryan this year. If you needed another reason to be in Vegas, here you go. I will be fundraising for the Emu Liberation Front in Vegas this year, so please bring some extra cash for the cause. Hail! Today's read is Proverbs 19:17. Whoever is kind to the emus lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. Hail FNQ, Fellowship, Chat, Baby Thor, Hi Hawaiian Pizza, Dan Vasc is gaily lost. Hashtag sub to Nerdrotic. Until next week, so long, gay boys!
So long, gay boys!
I watched that in prep for Vegas. I'm going to watch Ocean's 11 tonight. I do my Vegas watch party.
Yes.
So
can't wait. Can't wait for Vegas.
Yep.
Unrated Hangover is superior. It is superior. It's a little bit longer. They get a little darker. There's the jokes that obviously they kept out that are pretty fucking good, but unrated Hangover, which I think is
Dr.
Buckets. Yeah, there you go. God, this movie's good. There's so many
good.
So many retardeds dropped, and it's good.
Another time.
Mark, a better time.
Better time.
Mark Klein for $50. Hail Friday Night Tights / Fellowship, and cheers to my fellow leap year brethren. Celebrated my 14th real one yesterday, and I can't think of a better way to bask in the afterglow than spending time with all of you great people. And Ryan, support your local comic shop. I do. Comics. We have a really good comic shop here in the San Antonio area, known as Heroes and Fantasies. It's great. It's huge, and it's great.
Yeah, one of the few surviving comic shops in San Antonio. Yeah.
Yes, and they have back issues, and that's where I bought all of these Savage Sword of Conans for like $3.
God damn it,
that's
man.
nice.
$3, $4 a piece. I got the whole box for $45. They gave me a deal.
Nice.
So imagine that's pretty much like 6 new comics now. Or you can get a short box full of Savage Sword of Conan, which has exquisite art, great storytelling, some of the best covers ever done. Period. Kind of competing against yourself right now. Good comic store. What's the name of the toy store here? The good one again?
Ollie's.
No.
Shit.
The collectible one. Dude, it's amazing. I can't believe I'm forgetting the
I
name.
found some good GI Joe stuff at Ollie's.
Hang on.
So I like Ollie's.
Yeah, Ollie's is good. You can find
Yeah.
clearance. You can find all the gay X-Men comics there in bundles.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
What was it?
And the
called?
toy collectible store around me closed down after Christmas.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm still mad that there was a retro store. Well, it's not a retro store. What do they call it? There's like a big thrift store that was in a closed down like department store, and they had this amazing like retro toy and retro gaming section. I would always find awesome stuff. And then a tornado. This was in Pensacola. This was like a couple of years ago. A tornado hit the building and destroyed the roof during a bad storm. And insurance came in, I guess gave them a big payoff, and they ended up selling the building instead of repairing it. And now there's a fucking like Holiday Inn there, and I hate it every time I drive past it. I'm like, I hate it.
Normal Holiday Inn or Holiday Inn Express?
It's a Holiday Inn Express.
Oh,
Gary, is it Atomic Toys?
Yeah.
No, it's not Atomic Toys. It's like the toy collector, something
I think
like
it's
that.
an Express. I think it's an Express.
Toy Hunters. Toy Hunters. Toy Hunters. Toy Hunters. It's all retro toys. All retro GI Joes, all retro Star Wars, all retro Star Trek. It's all retro.
Transformers.
Transformers. Everything's retro. Toy Hunters, and they're amazing. Absolutely.
You know what?
They're out by Live Oak.
Do you have any of the Super 7 Joe stuff?
Not the Super 7, no.
I fucking hate them, and that's why I bought it yesterday. Like, there was a $60 Cobra Commander. I'm like, this is a fucking ripoff.
Dude,
have
you gotten the giant robot Snake Eyes yet? The retro one where they turn the little figure into a 12-inch figure and has the same card and everything?
I have not. Is it out? Oh, wait, you about the one you sent me years ago?
That's fucking right.
Yeah, I'll wait till I hit 1 million subs. Okay, go fuck yourself, asshole. All right.
Super 7 are just they're starting to put out the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon figures.
Wow, that was harsh. Go fuck yourself, asshole.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I almost said something else that I shouldn't say on YouTube, so I'm glad I said go fuck yourself, asshole. That was struggling.
I know. This ain't a phone call, Jeremy, okay?
I know. I'm just saying, like, Melanie Matt. Damn you. Like, I have worked really hard, okay? Like, I know you guys all congratulate Gary on, recovery and all this shit. I was like 4 years sober on using the F slur, okay? Because of Melanie Mac, I'm using it a lot more now than I used to, and I'm having to like hold back on streams every now and then.
See, that's the fucking key that you guys don't understand. You just have to say it all the fucking time, then you won't feel the need to do it on stream, right? You just fucking get it out.
Oh, Gary and I, we had a chat earlier today on the phone. We said it like 58,000 times. Every other word was Melanie Mac's favorite.
There's context.
Also, I love that when we talk about that word, Melanie
Mac word,
she shows up.
That word her own.
It's like her bat signal.
Yeah.
Brent,
like someone needs me.
What's that?
Brent Wolf for $50. Hail, Brent. Thank you. Gary, talk to Aaron about using Ripicen to create a whole series of the animated Gary's Geeks. I don't think that's what they do, but that'd be cool if somebody did that.
It's not how it works, but awesome.
But if you go over to Twitter, and I'm sure on YouTube, Yaira has an announcement date now. So 24th to 27th. 24th to 27th.
11th.
March 11th.
Oh, was it 11th? Okay. I retweeted
Yara.
it.
Well,
I mean, Yaira. 3/11/24.
It's thank God, yeah. With like
24. That's the fucking year.
Yeah.
Well, it's only 10. They kept on saying winter's coming. It's like, well, it better be before the 21st, you know. So, what's up, Soska sisters?
Winter is here. Hey.
Oh wait, March 6th.
Coming in March.
Shit.
More shit. More shit.
Oh my god, that's great.
Complete and utter shit.
I gotta retweet that immediately.
Oh, that's right. X-Men 97 comes out like this month. Comes out in like a few days.
Yeah.
Oh,
How dare they cut off the mullet on
oh,
Bishop?
Dan Vasc. Dan Vasc.
This is the most honest Disney has ever been.
I didn't even have to. I had this thing in my back pocket. I had a video in my back pocket ready to go. If I, like
didn't even
things
have to bring it up.
Things got tight. I haven't had to bring it up yet, but it's still there.
And
you know what it is.
He'll probably send him to 2 million on that one when he drops.
Oh
it,
yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah.
The Bearded Man.
Maybe overhyping a bit, but it's still going to
bit.
be a good one. It's
Be
still
okay.
a good one. Still a good one.
Thanks, brother. The Bearded Man for $50. Hey, Shad.
Hey, what's up?
Currently going to school for my master's degree in anthropology. There is an Aussie girl in one of my classes, and I'm interested in asking her out. As a Kiwi yourself, do you have any advice? We've spoken, and I made her laugh so far. Well, marry her. Like Shad would marry her after that. Like that was it.
Run away.
I mean, I did know I'd marry my wife before I dated her. So
You just called you a Kiwi.
That's more of a Mormon thing, not an Australian.
Okay.
I married my wife before I dated
What?
her. Okay.
Well, I mean, you knew your wife for like 2 weeks, right?
So I dated her for 2 weeks before I proposed. Yeah, but I knew I was going
As a
to marry
Mormon,
her
you would say,
before I
"What took you
dated
so
her."
long?"
Yeah.
Why were you playing hard to get?
I feel like we talked about this last week. These
We did.
accelerated timelines, all right. Like
Yes.
that's one of the effects of not having premarital sex, right?
Yes.
You've got a lot of incentive.
Yeah,
If it leads
let's
to
do this.
happy, healthy marriages,
Yes.
let's bring it back, baby.
Pulp Morton for $51.99. Second super chat. Love the latest video, Gary. Thank you. Even though the title sounded quite familiar, kidding aside, I'm going to use it again. Listen, I'm not Ryan. I'm not going to use the same title in variations often, but Mary Suicide is too good not to use at least 4 times a year, like once a quarter. Okay.
They hate him.
When I make fucking 10 times as many videos, I am like somehow required to reuse a couple words here and there. Just
dude,
to be fair.
Ryan, I'm not judging you at all. I think you're
know.
great. Okay. Like one of my
you fucking judging my fucking setup.
Yeah. Out of anyone, Ryan deserves to be judged most of all.
I wasn't saying he can't judge me. I was just making sure everyone had the context.
Yeah. Okay, real quick, Ryan, how many videos did you make last month total, like across all
February
channels?
I was a little bit sick in February. I was kind of lazy. February was the worst month I've had fucking in forever in terms of making videos. I only made like 50 or 55 videos on my channel.
I did 6.
And probably like half of that on Sports Wars, something like that. So
okay. So
but a normal month I'm making 85 to 95 videos on my channel.
95 videos. So last February, short month, I made the most videos in 1 month that I had in over 2 years. 6.
We're cooking over here, man.
Cooking, baby.
I feel lazy. I feel lazy when I look at my like analytics and I see that I only put out like 55 videos or something in February.
Jesus.
Yeah. I made a video last month.
Good for you, man.
Good for you.
Good for you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then some big time YouTuber like screenshotted my thumbnail and got a fuck ton of hate for me. Like, I mean,
yeah, you did. We got a lot of dislikes on that one.
Was that X-Men video, right?
Yeah, it's the X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Gonna be gold, baby.
X them.
I see Rippa in the chat. What up, Rippa?
What up, Rippa? Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch the entire series in the next couple of days, just to be nice and ready for when it comes out. Chris Gore, are you gonna watch X-Men 97?
No.
Okay, thanks.
No, I'll watch it. But
Is this how you're going to watch it?
I'm a mutant. No, I will watch it. I will watch it because, like you, Gary, I love the comic.
Yes.
The original comic. So
Chris, do you have the screen pulled up?
Pull that up real quick. Pull that up real quick.
Yeah,
please.
sure.
Okay.
What's with the dude in the fucking polo shirt on the left?
What?
Like that's what's wild to me.
Pull it back up.
Everybody else is fucking naked. Look at the guy on the
He's the only one with a shirt. Well, this guy's got a shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, but look at the guy right
Lame.
the two,
Yeah,
the
what's
two
up with
guys
his
over
right?
his other shoulder.
Yeah, what's going on there? Everybody's wearing bras. Everybody's wearing bras except for one guy.
What was the
That guy in
prompt?
Polo like stood out to me.
That looks like you know what you know. Somebody prompted L.A. crowd. That's what they prompted.
But the thing is this picture has more depth and storytelling than like a Disney Star Wars movie.
Yes, it does.
It's true.
You're like, wait, what's going on here? Why is this happening? Why is it?
I'm invested in the story.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the other one.
No,
Wow. Look at that.
Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
no, Chris, I
do love popcorn.
I have to.
I think we all did before this.
No, Chris, I'm heading back to my storage tomorrow, so I can dig out my Xmen books and start reading them because all this talk about Xmen makes me want to go back and read them. And then take pictures and roast that bitch on fucking Twitter.
Yeah,
that might have something to do with it too. Brandon Haynes on the Streamlabs side for $100, circumventing Papa YouTube. Papa YouTube. Hi all, professional lurker and first time super chatter. Oh, we will not be gentle. To promote my first fantasy novel, The Lightning Scale, available only on Amazon. It's called The Lightning Scale, and it's by Brandon Haynes. I would like to give you more details, but chat limits. Look up The Lightning Scale by Brandon Haynes on Amazon. Thank you. Go check it out. I got a book coming out, and I'll probably use Rip Us End. Just saying.
Yeah, boy.
I don't want to fulfill that shit. That sounds like lots of paper. Well, it wouldn't be me. It'd be my kids and my wife. But I'm very happy to report that after I took Mrs. Nerdrotic to Madam Web on Valentine's Day, unfortunately, and then she left me with no return date. She has returned today. She has returned home. I knew she'd be back.
Congratulations on staying married.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, she did leave though.
Set you on
It
fire.
was a close one.
I'm still alive. I'm just grateful to be alive and not on fire, but they ain't over yet.
Like Ryan.
Like
Don't give it
Ryan.
time. I mean,
Normie Nerd.
I want to. I just want to leave before Az does because he takes 10 minutes for his fucking outro. So go fuck yourself, Az. I'm out. Love you all. Hail Friday Night Tights. Bye.
Love you, Jerry. Bye.
We got a 2 for 1. We got a 2 for 1.
Wow. Thank God. Oh.
The Kiwi left.
As was just like challenge accepted. You're not leaving before me.
Whatever. He's going to go to bed and then stream for the next 9 hours. And at least Jeremy's honest. He's going to go do bidet Cobra. Yeah. You got to run too, Chris?
What? I'll stick around for a little bit if there's more.
No, go ahead. If you got to go. It's all good.
All right.
If anybody needs to go, now's a good time.
Just want to say thanks for having me again. It's always really fun to do this, especially to talk about this, something I've been looking forward to for so long. And having Nerd Cookies on was quite a treat. Yes, I will simp for Nerd Cookies. I don't care.
Yeah.
You should watch her videos.
It's okay too.
They're so good. And I'll see you on the Nooner and subscribe to Film Threat. And thanks again.
Hail Chris Gore.
You're going to be on my show this week.
That's right. I forgot. So next Tuesday, both Alan Ing and I, that's Ing the Merciless, and myself, will be on Normal World on Tuesday. So we're going to be in Dallas. People keep asking if we're going to do some meetup. Wait,
you're going to be in Dallas? You're going to be there?
Dallas.
Oh shit! I got to go up now.
Well, I think Garrett has other reasons because he knows I'm bringing him a Dune popcorn bucket. So all this, hey,
whatever it takes,
on the
baby.
show.
Playing the long game.
Yeah. So I will hand deliver that. I think you know what? I'm going to take it through the airport. I'll do a little video. I'm taking the Dune popcorn bucket through the airport.
Yes.
Just wear it. Wear it on
sir,
your
what is
dick.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly used.
I caught that, Chrissy. Thank you.
Yeah. be a great place
Look,
to
Ma,
hide.
no hands.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, I'll be on Normal World on Tuesday, and just appreciate being here and looking forward to more Dune conversation and X-They 97.
X them, X they.
X-They,
Talk to you
X-Them.
soon, Chris.
Ixnay
Yeah.
on the X day.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate that shit. So
Yep.
Thank you everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Take care.
Bye,
And Ryan, you are fucked.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So long, gay boys.
All right. Normie Nerd Dad on the Streamlabs side for $200. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, thanks, Az. Look at that. Az is back.
Oh.
What a fucker.
Damn.
Y'all make working weekends during tax season so much better. Don't remind me it's tax season.
Oh, dude. I don't even. I got it right here. It's on the desk.
I do
I
it.
know, we're just about to put ours in.
On the floor.
Taxation is theft. Okay.
Like I've always believed that, but even more now. It's getting so much worse. Like now they're just taxing one of my houses because you got to now we're gonna tax that even more. Thanks. It's like gee.
Yeah, you got to get out of that godforsaken country. You need to come to America where they won't. Well, they'll still tax your house, but not as much.
Depends on the state,
Tax
right?
you differently.
They'll just tax you differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've thought about it, but I do like there's lots of things to love about Australia.
There is. You just
not
pay a
that
lot
friggin'
more tax.
government, but-
You pay a
Yeah.
lot more in taxes than we do. But
Yeah, there's a lot more things
we're
can kill
catching
you.
up. We're catching up.
Hang on. Jeremy was just talking about freaking tornado ripping up his old comic book store, right? I think Australia gets a bad rap for how dangerous it is. We don't get tornadoes or freaking bears. I can fight spiders and emus.
Bears?
Right? I got the stores.
You can't fight a spider.
You don't have bears in Australia. You have
No, we
dingoes.
don't.
Koala
Yeah.
bear.
No one has fucking regular interactions with bears here. You're fine.
Yeah, dude. I've seen my entire life.
I saw one bear on the highway one time.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. You know how many bears I've seen?
Okay.
None.
I
was driving by at 70 miles an hour. Would have fucking killed him if he got in front of me.
I saw a bear at Yosemite, and I did what the ranger told me, which apparently was really bad advice. And I jumped up and down and screamed, and it ran away.
Well, how fucking close were you to it? Like, that is pretty bad advice if you're like 1,000 feet away and you like draws attention or something. But
No, I was like 20 feet away from it.
Oh.
It was like in our campsite. It was going through our igloo. It was
oh yeah.
it was
he just opened himself to some fucking
some
beer.
fucking milk, dude. It was like it was like
Jeremy,
just,
it's a thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That igloo.
Normie Nerd Dad. Okay, so y'all coming back. Okay. Y'all make working weekends during tax season so much better. 2 questions. Y'all coming back to Dallas for the convention this summer? Probably. If I'm short for time, will still enjoy Dune 2 without watching 1. Hail FNT. Will you? No, you
need to watch the first one. I thought about that the other day. Like, I was talking to Jeremy when he got done with that. I was like, imagine because he was like, I didn't understand this or understand that. And I was like, imagine if you just didn't watch the first one and watch this. You'd be so fucking out of the loop.
No, you got to watch 1. It's
on Max and it's on Netflix right now, actually, too.
That's why they call it part 1, part 2, because it's really just one story.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. That's so strange to just
they
watch.
asked the question.
You know, you say,
Ryan,
Even when Ryan gives a compliment, it sounds like he's
Oh, back then.
you can't even give a compliment without sounding sarcastic.
No, it was absolutely sarcastic.
That's the talent.
He's sarcastic. But like, he's 100% right, but just the way he said it was, no, that's why there's a 1 and a 2, because it's all, the same.
Because it's one part.
I want to translate like, yeah, you understood that, you retard. Well done.
See, I was trying to avoid a big long conversation so we could keep reading super chats. And if I
here
had
we
said,
go.
"Well, of course it is, you fucking don't. That would have put a big conversation. So I just said, well said. But that wasn't enough. That wasn't good enough.
No.
Justin Martins for $50. Hey all. Like many others, your streams have replaced my entertainment options, which used to be pretty solid. But honestly, mine too, because I used to go watch a movie pretty much every Friday, and the whole point of the show was to either watch it Thursday or Friday, Thursday at midnight, and then do the show at 7:00 at night, and then it just became the show, and there wasn't much to cover for the last 5 years. Love what you guys do. Keep it up. Sorry to hear about your incident, Chrissy. Yeah, we're sorry about that. Yeah. But fuck him.
That's
freaking outrageous. I want to kill the guy. But
It's a very Melanie Mac word thing to do.
It is.
Yes.
And it was an accurate description, and the fact that you got like yes.
That's dope.
Yes.
I'm gonna retweet that.
You got to retweet that. Sorry to hear about your incident, Chrissy. Hope all is well, and all hail the fellowship, and hail to you, Justin. She's good.
The baby's gonna come out liking spicy food or something.
Yeah,
He's gonna come out Latinx now. Great.
Ultra for $50. Because yesterday was my last day of drinking. Went to Frank Gore mode to the point I fell asleep in the third act. So what happened? Also had my buckacy upside down.
Bucket pussy.
Oh.
Yeah, but they spelled it buck USSY. So
buck Usi.
Oh God.
Okay,
Buck
buck
pussy.
buck pussy. Upside down, firmly on my upper stomach, but it was gone when I woke up. What gives? Which one of you took it? Thank you, Ultra, for $50. What happened in the third act? There was a battle. And pretty quick battle. And
it
then
was a pretty cool battle though. Like when those 3 sandworms come over that thing, I was like,
that's
"Whoa."
fucking. That was epic.
Yeah,
that was epic.
That's why I wanted more of that battle.
Then Chani wrote a big worm at the end.
I think it was. I think the reason it kind of got over so quick is they wanted to show this was a complete annihilation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the way they strategized it, the way they timed it, desert power. It was a fucking annihilation of the Sardaukar forces and everybody. And they just steamrolled.
Yeah, I mean, in the book, it's kind of like it's not really described. Anyways, it's kind of like off screen. The big battle is kind of like, oh, it already happened, and this is the aftermath. So yeah. So at least it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you get with Denis. Apparently, he doesn't like dialogue, so you just get you got to decipher the visuals. You don't have a random person. You don't have Gurney walking by and he's like, "Wow, we really routed them, huh, Paul?" And Paul's like, "Yeah, Gurney. Now let's go do this."
He says this like strangest things sometimes. It's I know like English isn't his first language, but sometimes the way he words things, it's like it sounds provocative, but at the same time you have no clue what he's saying.
You have no clue.
I think he's being a little hyperbolic.
That's just French people.
Yes, that's
like I think
French Canadian people. You silly English pig dog with your words and your stories. Nobody needs them.
Yeah, I think it's a little hyperbolic, and I think what he means is kind of what you get in this, right? There's a lot of things that it's a lot of visual interpretation of
images,
it. They're not sitting there explaining a bunch of shit to you exposition wise. I feel I understand what he meant. I feel like I understand what he meant when he was talking about TV and theater as compared to films, but also he just said he hates dialogue. So.
Yes,
it's still in that same vein that could be interpreted in any number of ways. So that's he says stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
It's been very fun covering his Dune statements.
Yes.
Which there was the one that some people interpreted as Chani's the main character of this movie, which obviously was not the case. Now they certainly changed some things about her. And we talked about those earlier, but there is no way you can tell anyone she's a main character.
No, it's
she's
ridiculous.
Not even close.
She's not even close.
Well, when he said there's a change in the main character,
right,
and that's when, that's what many people took to think that the main character changes from Paul to Chani. Like no, Paul goes through an evolution and transformation, and Chani's the one that kind of is the reflection of of that change. But,
that very much is what we saw in the movie. That's the way she's used. And I think for people that maybe didn't understand what was going to happen to Paul, maybe that's why they interpret it that way. But
I just wish it was more subtle. I felt like he thought the audiences would be kind of, I don't know, just wouldn't get it, wouldn't get what was happening. And so he needed to I just felt it was a little bit overt Like I think we know that everything that it's going to be pretty bittersweet at the end. I don't think we needed it to go that far with Chani and her vocal skepticism, but I don't know. I thought it could be just toned down just a little bit.
I would have been totally
The love
fine.
story just doesn't make sense now.
Yeah, I would have been totally fine with it if you hadn't had the very last, 30 seconds, 45 seconds of the movie.
Yeah.
I think I could have dealt with it.
The love story was just kind of little. I wish was better. They felt like it was so simplistic. But like, what's wrong with like a good old fashioned love story? It's two star-crossed lovers. That's like the one
That's
thing.
heteronormative.
Yeah, more nudity. That would have been nice.
Well, it's like essential for Paul's like one grasp on humanity and what makes humanity, that what's what grounds him in the past, present, and future, and all of these destinies that he's for. So it's that one thing that he can hold on to for his last vestige of humanity. So yeah, it's sad.
What's wrong with a good old fashioned arranged loveless political marriage while having a concubine to breed
Having
with
a
on
side
the
piece?
side?
Yeah.
Come on. What's wrong with that?
Those were the days.
Well, even with Leto and Jessica, like the whole reason why Jessica has a son is because she loves her Duke.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like we really got that in Dune Part 1 either. So
No, actually,
Yeah.
that's a really awesome bit of plot that I was completely oblivious to.
Because she was
that makes
told to have to have a female, right? That Benny Gesserit.
Yeah,
would, like,
I didn't
directed
know
her
why
to have
I
a
got
woman.
that. I got it.
and
And then she had a son because she
to
loved the Duke.
continue the Atreides line.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the
And
fuck?
now
There's
it-
But that
females.
sounds like
I don't
duty.
care.
I can see how you see that sounds like duty more than love, but
well, now it makes it seem like with Jessica, she's like power hungry now. It feels like she really had the son just so she could bear the Kwisatz Haderach. It really kind of
it
pivoted
comes off that way.
towards that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Dr. Quagsire for $50. Hail FNQ. I like that's catching on. Happy to hear we got one good movie this year. Did you guys hear about the new add-on, the Sweet Baby Ink Detector? Yeah, we didn't get to that, but not only they worked on Woke Men 2 and or Alan, what I don't know what that one is.
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2.
Wake.
And SSK. What's that one?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Kills DC. Well,
Yep.
it's S.S.K.I.L.L.L.D.C. You can. I get forgiven on this one. What the hell is that, X-Ray girl?
Suicide Squad.
Why is there a period? Why is there 3 L's in kill if you're abbreviating? Okay.
Ask Dr.
Kills the Justice
And a space. And a space.
It does matter. They had on Boardfield Saints, Woke, and Forspoken. Yeah, there's I guess a page on the Steam site that is an aggregate that kind of warns people like these games have Sweet Baby Ink, which I think is fucking glorious. Absolutely glorious.
Yeah.
And Sweet Baby Ink they've protected their Twitter account. A lot of people are now using blockchains. The grift has been exposed, but as Razorfist pointed out, this was a profitable feminist frequency. Like this actually worked. This was Anita Sarkeesian walked so Sweet Baby Ink can run, and it worked, and it's fucked up a lot of games. And quite frankly, it's all going through Hollywood. There isn't a Sweet Baby Ink because the corporations are Sweet Baby Ink. They have their own Sweet Baby Ink departments, which Chris has pointed out very well in Film Threat. Go check it out.
And they need to go out of business.
Yes,
Yeah, it's their diversity, equity, inclusion departments, or just human resources are their Sweet Baby Ink.
Here's the deal: they want this to be quiet. So if they feel so strongly about it, why do they want all of this to be quiet? Why are they?
Because they know it's a fucking sham. That's why.
Well, I know, but I'm pointing out that why aren't they going out and protesting? Why aren't they going out? We are right. These are. They can't. They can't because they know these are divisive and racist ideas. Watch closely for $50. Hail FNT and the Fellowship. Your content stands out in a sea of Hollywood mediocrity. As just some normies who love movies, who's sick of crap content, you've all inspired us to join the conversation and raise the voices. Grateful for the push. Grateful for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, this goes to you. There ain't nothing without you. And seeing like seeing this bleed over into other things and seeing the PBD podcast like interview Gina and it gets out to more normies and some potential future things that we can't talk about right now. I think it's really good. Really good. Better late than ever, but really good. Null Unit 60 has gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. WG has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. And Misa-son has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Hail. Quelndar. Oh, from Forbidden Frontier. Quelndar on the Streamlab side for $100. Love Dune 2. Go see it. Congrats to Chrissy on winning the pregnancy pee war. Yeah. All hail the fellowship. Hail to you. And the last one of the evening, I think I'll be good. I think I'm going to do a square tomorrow. So it'll be tomorrow morning or night. One of the two, but it's going to be tomorrow. Thank you, Quelndar. Quarter Black Dynamite on the Streamlab side for $50.
A good name.
It is. Black chick, in quotes. Quarter black, that was the best love I ever had. White chick, me too. Asian chick, that goes triple for me. Quarter black, shh, mama, you're going to wake up the rest of my bitches. Wow. Yeah, quarter black, I think quarter black's only been with one woman his entire life.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've only got the one.
Hey, same guy.
But this is Quarter Black Dynamite. This is
okay.
Alter ego.
Okay. Like Dolomite. Ooh,
Yeah.
Good movies, dude. Dolomite. Dolomite.
Black Dynamite's a great fucking movie.
Dude, Black Dynamite
It
is
is.
great. All right. We're going to end it there. It's been a great show. Love talking about a good movie. So the next good movie we'll talk about will be in 6 months, maybe.
Wow.
Oh, maybe.
What's in 6 months?
Deadpool, is it?
Oh.
Is that going to be good?
Is that going to be the good
maybe
one?
not.
Is that going to be
we'll
good?
see.
I like Horizon. I'm interested in Horizon.
What about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
That
Yeah,
has
what about
potential.
the
You
know,
Negro?
that-
What about the
I've
Negro?
dipped out on that series, but I
those
might
movies have been
get back
good.
in.
Magical
Well,
Negroes.
I've enjoyed those movies.
You're right,
more.
Chrissy.
I've enjoyed the
Chrissy,
new Planet of the
I
Apes
thought you were
movie.
talking about the Planet of the Apes movie. I was like, what?
Maybe I was. Maybe I
Your
was.
mind did that to you, Shad. Your mind did that.
I was just like, no way.
You're canceled now. Black Twitter's gonna come after you.
Welcome. Look out for the tear gas,
Black
Shad.
Twitter Shad.
Damn.
My
It had been
goodness.
released last month.
We almost made
because that's
guys.
where
Guys, we almost made it. We almost made it to episode 300, but it doesn't look like it now.
It wasn't me.
I only recognize because that
Who
would
would
be
have guessed?
bad.
I know what Chrissy was saying. The next movie we will be covering is probably the American Society of Magical Negroes, and
Yes.
and Ryan is already preparing his videos. I am preparing mine. Yes.
It's just a bunch of black people saying we are fucked. I've already got the thumbnails ready to go.
Like cross out Kangs and right.
Yep.
Okay.
we
was
fucked.
fucked.
We almost made it through the show, folks. We almost made it through the show.
The next
So close. So
episode.
close.
So yeah, there might be another good movie coming out. Hey, I didn't even get to talk about it. There's a good series out right now called Shogun.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
The first 2 episodes are fantastic. They are really fucking good. So
Check it out.
go absolutely check it out. Guy gets boiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the irony of them basically calling the Westerners barbarians while they're boiling a dude
I know.
alive is
It's
fucking
so funny. Well, they really get that part, like the political part, and how like each side looks at themselves as savages. You know, it's really good. And there is a dubbed version out there. I prefer the sub one. There's a lot of reading because there's a lot of Japanese. But
I'm fine with that.
I'm
That
totally
lead actor
fine with
is
it.
fucking legendary. He's so
Fucking
good in everything.
Great.
And
And
the Fall Guy, that's in May. Fall Guy looks fun.
that looks fun. It does. It does.
It does look fun.
And it is taken from the TV show somewhat. So which I loved. Fucking Lee Majors.
Yeah,
man.
that was a
Lee
good show.
Majors. And Heather Thomas. Okay. So what do you got coming up, comics?
Well, I'm in the process of reworking my Gemini AI video. So hopefully that will be out sometime on Monday. The audio kind of stank, so I'm gonna re-record it. And yeah, I gotta talk about Shogun because that show is amazing. So I'll probably be doing reviews on that.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good buzz about it. And I'm like, whatever. And I saw it, and the production value is so good on it, and it's got a great soundtrack, dude. Like the soundtrack is phenomenal on it.
When I saw the trailer, there was like a few things that concerned me. I thought there was gonna be like some major girl boss shenanigans going on.
They really focused on her stuff, but
it's
not like that at all.
Yeah.
At all. She's actually really good at it too.
Oh yeah. I mean the whole show, man. I mean, just like you mentioned the in the music and just the way they were able to go and recreate Japanese culture during this time period is just fucking phenomenal.
Seeing Osaka in 1600, and it's like CG whatever, but it was still fucking cool as hell looking. So
even down to like the shoes they're wearing and everything.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of effort was put into make it very realistic.
A lot of research was done for this, and I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, that ship.
I'm about halfway through the first. I didn't get a ton of time to watch, so I'm halfway through the first episode. You gotta fucking watch like very intently the entire thing because it's all in Japanese, so you gotta fucking read along with it. But there was Japanese titties in it.
Yeah,
wasn't expecting that first episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
what is this show on?
It's on FX, and I was only intending on watching the first episode when I watched it, and I was like, when I got done with the first episode, I was like, I'm watching the second episode.
All right,
it's fantastic. Check it out.
It's going to be 10 episodes. It's going to be running weekly over the next 2 months because they're
might
smart.
Talk about it for a while.
So we might talk about it for a while, and it might be one of the better shows of the year. It's looking that way.
I might have to check it out. I was very
Shad,
hesitant
you
on it.
have to check it out, dude.
I think you'll like it, Shad.
You read the books, right?
No,
you haven't read the Shogun book. Oh, dude.
No.
Oh,
And
fuck,
so-
they're good.
I was concerned that it could be just,
The book.
like weeb samurai awesome, so great, so awesome crap. But if it's actually a decent,
No,
show.
it's Japan. Basically, an Englishman is funded by Holland to go interrupt the trade of the Portuguese, who have dominated the trade in 1600 Japan. An emperor just passes away, and basically there's a regent rule, and all the 5 heads of the families. It's very fucking, Godfather and shit.
Sorry,
They are in charge. They have a regent that they have to vote and everything until the emperor comes of age, till the heir comes of age, and they're all like ganging up against one.
Yeah.
I think this is a remake of the old school Shogun miniseries.
Yes, which is based on a book. Which is based on a book. Yeah.
Okay, because I've seen a couple episodes of the old, and this was years ago.
I love the old school
and
one.
That was really well respected, and so okay, all right, I might.
Oh, it's got Catholic Protestant hate. Japanese Catholics and traditional Japanese hate each other and all their games. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Brian, that's somebody's rock fan. He read the books and he says that so far it's been sticking to the book series.
There's a few changes, but like the spirit is there. Absolutely there.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah, I might check it out.
What do you got coming up? Exodus. Good.
What am I doing? Tomorrow Saucy Saturdays on Wicked Virtues channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Sunday Fun Day. I think we're all back. Yeah, we're all back 1 p.m. Eastern. Of course, I'm going to be painting in the morning, 10 a.m. and Forbidden Frontier.
Yep, talking about Antarctica. By the way, I do want to congratulate you on playing all the roles of Asian people in Shogun. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's been a busy year. That's why I got sick.
Okay. I just for everybody, we talked about this before in a previous stream. The nudity was a body double, though. Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to
It wasn't me, actually. Not giving that away for free.
That makes a lot more sense now that I've seen it. So.
I don't know how to take that.
I think that was the intention.
I won't elaborate.
Yeah, don't elaborate.
Now I have to watch the show.
You do have to watch it. It's really good. Quarter Black.
This week, I have Chris Gore and Alan Ing on the show on Tuesday to talk about all the D files, leaks, and stuff like that. It's going to be a fun show. Then Wednesday, Thursday, as always, and Forbidden Frontier on Sunday. Check it out. Also, on my personal channel, we are doing a playthrough of Resident Evil, the first one, with all of its horrible camera angles and tank controls are included, and we're having fun there. So we're on like number 4. We've almost opened up the coffin, so it's about to happen. It's about to go down. So check it out. It's good to watch a good movie.
It was. How about you, Shad?
Well, still feeling crap, but had a fun show regardless. And I don't know, when I feel like I say retard a lot more, I guess, when I'm sick. But hey, I grew up with that word. That was the schoolyard kind of, insult.
Yep.
Oh, you retard and stuff. And it's a very Australian word. And so it's just part of my culture. Can't people respect that?
Dude, I say it all the fucking time.
Yeah. Dingo ate my retard.
Is that a comment about abortion or something? No,
maybe.
A retard ate my baby.
There we go.
If you have the same cold I did, freaking 2 weeks, man. I had it for 2 weeks. Just got over it, man. Sucked.
That was the
But hey,
Megaton shit.
Yeah.
We've got a video on Shadiversity, which YouTube is just screwing over. And so, hey, it would be great to see some more love to get on that one. Talking about one of the aspects of Dune combat, which it's not really right. But it's a fun video. We test something out in that. Got the review on Night's Watch, and so the regular stuff. That's what I'm doing. And,
Thanks,
and
brother.
of course, I'm working on that other project still, Gary. And
Yes.
So I'm having fun with that one.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. I got to get back to you on that one. Yeah. Like soon. But that is rad. Chrissy Mayer, what do you got coming up?
This was fun. We got Simcast on Sunday. X-Ray Girl will be on. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we got Wet Spot on Compound Media Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then next Saturday, I'm presenting an award at the Grifties. That's March 9th at Tiff's Ale House, the place I was pepper sprayed. I'm going back. I don't care. You can't stop me. And then I'm headlining in Grantville, Pennsylvania, Friday, March 22nd at the Laughing Stock Comedy Club. And then I really am done headlining before the baby jumps out.
And you hope it jumps out like super quick. Just get it
Just
over
slide
with.
out. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Chrissy. Let's of course. Ryan.
I don't really have anything going on other than normal stuff, videos, normal streams, Geeks and Gamers Daily, all that good stuff. So really
Cool
fucking
beans.
nothing to promote. Normal.
Well, you'll have a video tonight, right?
Well, I've already got one ready to go at 8.
Oh, it's attaboy. There you go. So you got something going on. Thanks for coming on. For the first time, long overdue, Elaine, Nerd Cookies, thank you so much for being here. Do you have anything coming up?
Well, thank you for having me. This was so much fun. And I don't know. Well, I have a few streams coming up this week. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter X at Nerd Cookies for all those updates. I don't know. I can't remember it all offhand, but I've got a few streams coming up. So yeah, really excited about that. And of course, you can find me here on YouTube at Nerd Cookies with all the sci-fi and fantasy topics. And I got a pretty large Dune lore playlist. And I just released my Dune 2 review, and today I released the What's Dune About, kind of going over those main themes. So yeah, check that out. Thank
Excellent. Hey, thanks for being. We'll have you on again when more fantasy, like House of Dragons coming up. So, God, I can't wait for that. I watched fucking Hard Home today, like just randomly. I'm like, I want to watch Hard Home. The only real good episode of season 5. Fucking masterpiece, man. That thing is so fucking good. It showed us everything we didn't get with Game of Thrones season 8. So sad. So sad. Hard Home's the shit. But thanks again for being on. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Thanks to all the lurkers. Thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat donation. You help keep the lights on. I'll have another video coming out sooner or later. Just released 2 in like 3 days, so don't expect that to ever happen again. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Got a lot coming up. Yeah, it's getting close to the bet being over. Poor Dan. Thank God. Fucking thank God. Maybe have something really big on the horizon here, which I'll tell you guys about next week. But until then, Garrett knows. Until then, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye.
Damn, Gary, some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Dame, dame.